And we are live.
I was drinking, and I
Would
was
you say you
vaping.
smoke? You drink? Yeah,
You already started it.
I
Oh,
know. I already started. Yeah, I said that. I said that we were live. Did you hear me when I
oh,
said
sorry, I
that?
took it away from Tico.
Simpleton. This
Tico.
guy. I already said it. You're late as hell. Simpleton. Oh my goodness. How's your night going?
Me.
Are you clapping over there when I
Oh,
ask you how your night is going?
uh,
This motherfucker. Oh goodness.
hello.
Hello, I'm here still. Why is your mic doing that? Why is your mic doing that? Now your mic is really cutting up now. And I don't think it's me this time. Hello? Oh my god, this shit again. Okay, much better. You there? He fell out now, this guy.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Better, better,
Can you hear me
better,
now?
better, better.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh goodness,
Okay, you're
yeah.
fucking with me.
No, I'm here.
Hello.
I'm
Okay,
here.
it's okay. There's been a past couple live streams where it was just like the sound was kind of like weird, but yeah, we should just get right
Can
into
you hear me?
some topics. Yes, I can.
Can you hear me? Okay, I was about to say this motherfucker.
How am I coming? Am I coming in all right or no?
You're coming in fine, yeah. Yeah, you sound
Okay.
fine.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, where were you? Why did you take so long to respond to me?
Whenever I was in a live stream, I told you, smart ass.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
I was in a live
Yeah.
stream with MGTOW Absolute Knowledge.
Oh, okay. You know what? So, you know what? I actually a phenomenon I've come to know in the MGTOW community. It's like the almost. I'm not trashing the MGTOW community at all. I'm just
You
talking.
better not.
It's like
We'll
the
be
no,
outside
no.
your house with tiki torches and pitchforks. Send his ass out here.
Yeah, yeah. No, but that's so funny. It's like the triggered, like the opposite of triggered, or
Uh
it's
huh.
like triggered on a different level. So it's like instead of being triggered where you outburst and you just get, it's like they get triggered, so they like put themselves on mute.
Yeah, that's actually a thing. Sadly, but are they
And
really MGTOW? As those people that call themselves MGTOW really MGTOW if they do that though?
technically, if you mute your mic in a live stream, that means you're not in a big town.
Well, not no. It all depends. Like if you mute your mic because you got sound going on in the background, that's one thing. If you mute your mic because you just want to sit there and try to intimidate people, you're not a MGTOW. Oh goodness.
Yeah, but the intimidation is, yeah, the intimidation, it really doesn't work, I guess, like, just because.
No, it really doesn't.
And I was on Reddit, which I'm never on Reddit, but I realized that if you go on like the Red Pill community tab, they just bash a bunch of red pillars and like MGTOWers and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's like
that's typically how it
it's
works.
very,
That's why I don't go on those Reddits.
yeah,
Typically.
yeah. I would not advise anybody to go on those. But it's just weird how there's not like a lot of self awareness in that
Oh yeah,
in that
definitely.
sense.
That's typically why I don't go on those Reddits because there's no self awareness because they're basically hypocrites, and I have a problem with hypocrites, which is my biggest stick.
Well, yeah, I agree too. And then it's funny because yeah, I heard somebody say that in a video, and I had to go like investigate. And then I was also scrolling the YouTube feed, and it looks like Diesel Patches is actually might move to OnlyFans, which was pretty funny.
But
He was
Diesel
like,
Patches is going to OnlyFans.
he was like, if YouTube doesn't stop, I'm gonna go to OnlyFans.
Like I said, if everybody jumps over to OnlyFans, I'm gonna have to get my grandma to go to OnlyFans.
Is my mic okay? Is my mic okay?
Your mic's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just feedback on my end, but it's good. Yeah, I'm gonna get. Oh, don't worry about this. If there's audio issues for the next couple of days, guys, I'm getting a new phone, so it should be good. And about that, the phone's a great place for, you know, if you have a smartphone, it's a great place for to like get your red pills. I mean, obviously, you have so many different resources. And I guess I wouldn't suggest your YouTube as the first source. I mean, not to be contrarian, but honestly, if you like just like read, if you just read the read news articles or read any of that stuff, then that would probably that kind of stuff can actually red pill you in a major way, which is why I think. Well,
that's only if you have a red pill lens, though. Yeah, that's only if you have a red pill lens. If you have a blue pill lens, you'll just basically capitulate and go, "Oh, news is bad today. Not even going to read into that because I'm a blue pill sim." So you basically just move right on. If you have a red pill lens, you go, "I'm reading into that and I understand what's going on there." And these people are trying to trick me or tell me some false stuff, basically. And you basically go investigate it for yourself. It's typically how it works if you have a red pill lens.
Pretty much. Well, then there's there's so many levels to it too, because it goes like, I agree with you what you're saying too, and there's like the X red pill community, which is just so weird. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. How are you X red pill? And
I know
just like,
that blows my mind. You're X red pill now, but are you red pill resistance or something? The red pill law resistance.
Exactly. Or it's like a private practice, and it's like, oh, we don't follow those regulations of like those other pharmacies, like that pharmacy, the red pill pharmacy. We're a blue pill pharmacy.
Yeah, so and that's typically why those pharmacies lose their license. That's typically why those pharmacies lose their license and they end up always, on a chopping block first under YouTube. I mean, Yam's sound went out now. Unless Yam just put it on mute. What's going? Your mic is sucking. You might as well just talking to your phone at this rate, pimping. Just use your straight phone. That's what you might as well do. Your phone is your sound is cutting up. Your sound is cutting up badly. You might as well just use your straight phone at this point. The sad part about that, you're gonna have two in there. Hello?
Back smooth.
Nice.
Beautiful.
The sad part about that, you want to know the funny thing about this whole entire setup with the cell phone was, you were the first person who figured this shit out, and you had to actually teach Double I how to do it, and you're the one that's having the problems with it now.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah,
you actually taught Double I how to do it. And you see, remember he told me, he goes, I gotta ask Yam what his setup is.
I was like, shit.
Wow. Yeah, you gotta ask you what your setup was so you can actually set it up.
Yeah, we'll do it on the computer, and I envy those people because I know I have people in my family who are PC master race, but I'm pretty much mobile, and it sucks because I wish I wasn't as MGTOW because I probably would have built a PC by now if I wasn't MGTOW. But
no, you wouldn't have had. You would have probably built one if you were MGTOW. That's the problem. Because now you got all the time in the world not to focus on women. Smart ass. I was trying to be cynical. No, I'm not cynical. Yes, you are. We've been working together a little too long for me not to know this shit.
Well, now you change the dynamic and stuff. Now I'm all like, why am I so cynical?
If I wasn't MGTOW, I'd be able to build a computer. Yeah, you still do, smart ass. If I wasn't MGTOW, I'd be able to build a computer. This guy.
Good point. No, I'll build one eventually. It's weird,
all you gotta do is get a DIY case and just order the parts. You can put it together for all intents and purposes. They got videos on YouTube on how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
You put together a Raspberry Pi. I'm pretty sure you can put together a computer. Yeah, yes. You just got quiet there. See, my point exactly. Don't even try it.
My head. I've already suffered a lot of head trauma, and I don't want to be bashing my head against the wall trying to figure it out anymore.
Trust me, you won't. Just do it as you have the time, basically, and whenever you feel like you're not stressed out for all intents and purposes. Sometimes it's better to do it when you're stressed out, unless it's like small components that you don't want to break or bend that you can't break or bend. Then I would suggest you not to do the small components like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of feedback on your end.
Oh, fuck. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, hold on.
That's much better.
I do not
Nope, there it goes again.
know what I did.
Nope, there it goes again. Sounds like you're making popcorn in the background and shit.
Yeah, that's okay. So
Shinobi One, what up? Borsos, what's up? Duzangs, what's up? Yeah, true. Once you take them red pills. Yeah, but apparently there's a group called the X red pills that we were talking about. The X red pills. Let that shit sink in. Okay, he's back again now. If his sound is still cutting up, I swear to God, if your sound cut up again, you might as well just use your straight phone and not use your Bluetooth and use your speaker on your phone.
The sad part about that is I'm actually using my speaker right now. I'm literally not even touching it.
Oh wow! You have a Bluetooth?
I know. No, I have zero Bluetooth.
Do you have plugins?
Oh my gosh! Listen to that.
Yeah, no.
Maybe it's not gonna work out today. Maybe I gotta wait till I get my phone before I do bear and Sadist. It's up to you. I'm gonna try to do some stuff over here and make it work because I had stuff I want to talk about. Like one thing would be Jakey's show. He just started live stream, so whenever.
Yeah, I'm actually very proud of him.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm very proud of him that he actually started doing live streaming and stuff like that. That's actually really good. That's all I wanted everybody to really do for all intents and purposes. Use StreamYard. If you don't have any other technical savvy background, basically, I was basically trying to show you that it's the easiest thing to use and teach you how to use it, basically, and go from there. So it's one of those things where I was basically trying to get everybody on board so they can actually use it freely and not have to worry about learning any extra shit, basically, that's complicated.
I know the sound is probably shitty. I'm sorry. I'm just like I'm really upset about this sound not working, but. What I want to say about that is about content making in general. It's the only thing that really saved me. Like okay, call whatever MGTOW or red pill it is that you want. It's like when you start making content, you literally that's the beginning. So I mean the phone thing set up obviously this is a bad example, but I've been doing it long enough where it becomes like just muscle memory to me. And if anybody feels inspired to do it, that's the most important part to me. It always has been, obviously.
Yeah.
It hasn't been to like actually put the videos out because you'll notice about my content that like I'll get on a roll of making stuff, but that's just because I'm in like a certain mode. Like I'm not.
Secondary nature. It becomes secondhand to you basically.
It's opposite of like building a computer where you gotta have to like plan it out and do it. Because for me, it was to relieve stress. Or it was like I don't know.
Well, the sad part about that sometimes doing something yourself and being able to admire the fact that you're able to do it actually makes it less stressing because it's one of those things where it's like you learn it, now you're doing it, now you're practicing, now you're working with your hands like typical men should work with their hands, and you actually learn new skills. Like anytime you learn a new skill as a man, you actually feel good about yourself. It might be frustrating at first, but the more you go through with it, the more you learn. the more you understand, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, true. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, I mean that always occurred to me when I was making videos in the past. I mean, I know now my videos are different because I don't show my face. I do gaming videos, which I incorporate into my content. So it's definitely evolved. But
What's
overall,
up, Seeker?
my attitude about it has always been the same, and that's the cool thing about it is that you don't really have to change. Your attitude isn't really shaped by, I guess, your environment. Once you're in that that creative headspace, you just kind of just uh, you just like kind of throw caution to the wind, and then whatever happens, it happens.
Yeah.
And only
And
the
the sad
people
part about
that
that,
really have a hard time letting go actually refuse to let something shape their trajectory.
yeah,
You know, in terms of like bad stuff that happens, obviously everyone has the capacity to do it. I think it's just a minority of us who at certain times can't actually like get out of a rut. And I mean, reality, that's what Midtown Red Pill is for a lot of people is
yeah.
kind of making that positive change in their life because it feels like momentum wise it's going super far down in a bad direction and then trying to turn it back around.
Dude, Sags is cutting up. He said, "Yeah, what the fuck are you using for a mic?" Dude, Sags is a trip.
I'm using a pig's intestine tract.
A pigskin what? Text?
It's like I can't hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, robot. Yeah, what he Seeker called you
And what up,
robot. Yeah,
Seeker?
Seeker said, "What's up?"
God, if only. Okay, once I get
What's
so
up, casual bachelor?
I'm gonna get a robot filter or a robot extension or app or something. So I just always talk like a robot.
I'm about to
They
start
don't
using
they
the
don't really
I'm about to
promote
start using the Indian woman for all my videos now.
Gosh, the feedback is
Red Pill
so bad.
News. I think everybody likes that Indian woman for some odd reason. What's up, Janky?
Voice decoder. Yes, this is all a part of my plan.
I seen your live stream. I actually like that you were doing a live stream on StreamYards family. I'm very proud of you, bro. I'm very proud of you, Janky. Very proud of you.
I've reached my final form. It's a deer. A ghost of a deer.
This guy.
Can't speak. Yeah, useless. I've actually been getting accustomed to saying that word. I like that word now. Useless.
Useless.
I can describe things so well, just in one word. The things in my life, and it makes it easier to let them go. To be honest, is useless. Toss that shit away. Doesn't work. That's what I'm about to do with this phone. Honestly, gosh, it literally is such a bad phone. It's been through so much.
What do you say, Morgan? Yeah, I know everybody. Yeah, more computer Indian woman. I knew I was gonna say that.
This is the phone. This is the phone that fell off one of my dashboards when I was making a video.
This guy.
Can they retroactively arrest you like when they see that stuff?
What? I don't know. I think it all depends on how long ago it was for all intents and purposes. As long as you weren't actually on your phone, actually calling and dialing, depending on where you live, or texting.
Like,
some states allow you to. Some states allow you to call. Some states allow you to call, but you're not allowed to text. Some states allow you to text, but you're not allowed to call.
Well, I was filming a movie.
Secret called you Yam Hawkins. Yam Hawkins.
I was filming a movie. What does that classify as? I was
well, you didn't.
Holy Spirit.
Well, it all depends. What's the law in your country? Is it no texting or no driving while texting, or no driving while talking on a phone?
I think you can.
Or is it hands free only?
I think it's blue pill conversations only. I think
whatever, smart. I'm trying to be serious here. I'm trying to be serious here so I can save your ass from getting arrested and shit next time I talk to you on the phone.
Okay.
Is it hands free? You got to have a hands free set, or is it no texting or no phone calls while driving?
I think you can do a hands free. I think hands free is
okay. Yeah.
Good by law. Do you know what it is? Or
You're in California. You wouldn't know. It's your state. Like a good example of that is in Florida. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to call while you're on. You're not allowed to make calls while you're driving. But you're
that's
allowed to
right.
text while you're driving. But you're not allowed to make calls while you're driving. Pennsylvania, you're not allowed to text while you're driving, but you're allowed to call while you're driving. You see what I'm saying? It's different in each state.
Yeah, I don't even think. Well, I've never seen anybody got pulled over. I had headphones in once and I got pulled over.
Oh well, what, for headphones, really?
Yeah.
What they say it impairs your driving or something or hearing?
So well, yeah, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
To make
So
matters worse, it was like a empty road. Empty.
well, no, because the sad part about that, you can't impair your driving, so you got to use hands-free sets basically, which means it's got to be one of them things where it's like it actually connects to your phone car, or you got to pretty much use your speaker to do it for all intents and purposes. So you either got to sync it with your car, or you got to use your speaker. That's what they want you to do. You can't have a headset in because you're not allowed to have a headset in your head altogether while you're driving, because that's just a bad thing altogether. That's any state. You're not allowed to do that. So you got in trouble for reals for doing something wrong. But like if you'd have had it like on speaker, or if you'd have had it on like hands free, you'd have been fine. Having speakers in your ear, headphones in your ear is not hands free. That's just impeding your hearing now. You need to have your hearing just in case somebody beeps or does something crazy for all intents and purposes around you. So you got to at least have one of your ears open for the road. So you can have like the people that they have the one side, you can have that, but you can't have the both sides plugged in.
Yeah, no. I remember it perfectly. I didn't even. I had one in, and then I had one in, and it was on the side of the driver that.
That's probably why you got smacked. You should have had it on the passenger side.
Yeah, for sure. I pulled, and it's dumb because it's like stupid shit, the small shit like that. That just, I mean,
yeah, that gets you thumped basically.
I'm like, if I ever do that shit again, I'll never forgive myself.
And he probably did. 2 days later, yeah, I'm out there driving with the one in his left ear again.
Just a full on, just a headset.
Yeah.
I've been like fluctuate because sometimes I feel like a douche with the ear, the wireless, and then now I got wired ones, but they stick on the collar. They're the collar ones. It was a cheap one, and I don't like having them just in my ears with nothing attached to them.
Why don't you just use those ones for this? That'll probably be a lot better.
For which one?
The ones you said, the wire ones.
Well, the wire ones, I don't even know if they work because now when I talk to people, some people they're like, "What? I can't hear you. What?"
Yeah, but if they work for calls, you should be fine though.
Give me a sec.
You're fine. This kid. And what? These things is a trip. It's not the same experience. Yeah, it's enough of an experience to get a ticket. Yeah, if you keep doing that, you'll get a ticket if you put them both in your ear, simpleton. You gotta go, my boy. My boy wants some music on his ears. Oh, goodness gracious. Hello?
Okay. Hello?
Wow, better! Oh my God, lovely!
Wow. And the crowd goes insane.
Yeah, I know, right?
They indicted Yam. Oh, we cannot be properly seized by your voice because of this technological difficulty. Yam, please, fix thyself. Generate another technology to use. Please, just walk us with more of your voice.
Now James trying to cut up again. What mic is this? Yeah, the mic that he should have been using in the first damn place.
I love which one. I love one of the relentlesses. One of the relentlesses. It was like Tico was like, "We are live. This is relentless. Blah blah blah. This that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? If for the most part, take it away. True Sherm.
Yeah.
And True Sherm's like, why? True Sherm's like, why the fuck?
Right?
Perfect timing.
Why?
That's comedic gold.
Yeah, no. Because I was trying to get him to.
Oh,
I was trying to get him to. I was trying to get him to do an intro, but like he just kept sitting there. I'm like, we're live. We're live.
well, we've been through so many. We've been so many. Like the videos I sent you, I remember it was one from Femhater blog or something, and then the other one was from I think Diesel Patches or something or Leafy.
Mm-hmm.
About content. It was like a content Stone Age, and I think it's like it's not even that. It's like a content like Dark Age. It's a content Dark Age, more so. That's just my hot take on it. I was just
Secret said impersonation time. Impersonation time.
All right. Who do you want? I got it's the thing, blood. I got that in the tuck. I got no. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. That guy in the tuck. I got who else I got? What up, Red Pill Nation? What up, Black Pill Nation? This is Renegade #1. #Logitorian.
He said do our pause. He said do our pause.
I lost it. I can't do it. I can't do our pause anymore. I can't do our pause.
Yes, you can.
No, I cannot.
Just because he jumped in the stream that day doesn't mean you got to be scared.
No, I know. The reason it's because I saw his garden video and I saw like a plot just the size of like Yam's body in the garden, so I was like, I don't want to fuck with him anymore. I'm like, he's gonna use me as a fertilizer. He's gonna use Yam as a fertilizer for his freaking whatever tomatoes or some shit that he's making.
The funny thing about that, he actually finds that funny when you actually do that.
And then I screwed up Sigma's impersonation too. So that whole island hates me. Both the light and the dark side of the force in Great Britain.
He said do the boring. He said do the boring monotone voice.
Boring monotone voice. and they asked me, they told me that quote from Gorgias where it was like, a man goes to work, that means he's not MGTOW. Okay, and Gorgias didn't work. So that shows you that he's a MGTOW. Now they told me not to sell it. I said, no. You're wrong. You're in denial, bro. Come on. How tall are you? Okay. What's your ethnicity, bro? Don't answer the question, bro. What's your ethnicity, bro? You're Indian? It's over for you, bro. It's over for you, bro. What color hair do you have, bro? I'm just asking the question. Look at this dude's a fucking pussy, bro. You could come on my live stream, bro, and not tell me your hair color, bro. Oh, you don't have hair? It's over for you, bro. Come on, get the fuck out of here, you stupid ass. Fuck that guy. Am I right, Space Jew? I'm Trinidadian. I'm Jamaican. I'm Afro-Caribbean, and I'm well endowed. I got a big old cocktail. The lady look at my cocktail like this, like this, like no. How big is it actually? And the guys look at my cocktail like no. How does it taste though? And I'm like, how tall are you? That's my top dictionary impersonation. I got a lot of dude. It's not his fault. It's the fact that I listened to him the most out of any content creator, because when he was on our live streams, he talked for like hours. It was like,
that's pretty much all he did. Crazy. And the sad part about that, somebody said, Tico, what the hell were you doing that live stream? I was like, I was watching MGTOW. I was watching Hitting MGTOW's videos when that was going on. And I literally was. I wasn't even paying attention to the man. I was literally over there watching Hitting MGTOW's videos at the time when that whole entire live stream was going. I was like, this nigga's boring. I'm gonna go watch some videos, and I literally go watch videos anytime he's in the stream, because he's so fucking boring and he drags it on for a long time and he talks. So I go watch videos when he's in the stream. MGTOW, and the sad part about that, Hitting MGTOW was laughing at me when I was saying, he's like, Tico, what were you doing? He goes, I was watching videos. whose video are you watching not to be paying attention to your videos? I was watching your videos, bro. he said he was on the floor laughing so fucking hard because he couldn't believe I just said that about my live stream. I was like, yeah, anytime some stupid shit happened in my live stream, I ignore the motherfucker and I go watch other people's videos. Like the one time he was in the stream, I was actually watching Traverse. I was catching up on Traversable MGTOW, Traversable Philosophies videos. I was catching up on Seafood Black Irish's videos. I was catching up on Hidden MGTOW's videos. I was catching up on I was behind on Mr. Elite Batu videos. I was catching up on Sandman. I was behind like 10 videos. So like I was literally watching other videos. When I was watching, and the sad part about that, when he was on that last time, I was watching Hidden MGTOW's video when he was actually going in on all the other MGTOWers. I was like, oh, this nigga ain't worth shit. I'm gonna go watch Hidden MGTOW's video. So I went to go watch Hidden MGTOW's video, and he's sitting there busting out laughing at me in Discord, like, he goes, wait a minute, you were doing what? I go, yeah, I was watching your videos. He's like, I can't breathe right now, I'm so weak.
Thank you, New Era MGTOW Mug, for subscribing. Yeah. And my favorite video is for everybody is this the StreamYard test video. Like Hidden's is short, but it's hilarious.
It is hilarious as hell. Oh my god, that was like one of the fun. That was like funny shit. He's sitting there singing, and he goes, "Oh, I'm live. Hello." Busting out laughing. It is a nut.
Those guys are assholes. You gotta impress women. You gotta impress women at your job so that you can get a promotion, guys. Come on. I'm Hidden MGTOW. This is Hidden MGTOW. This is how he talks.
He does not say no crap like that though. He does not say no crap like impress women at your job. No, he doesn't.
No, dude, I dead ass heard him say that. He was like, no, he didn't. He didn't say it. He didn't say it like that sounded more like a simping what I said, but he said like you have to be able to talk to women. That's what he said. That's all he said. He didn't say.
Oh, okay, I was about to say that sounds more reasonable. I was like, that other shit don't sound like Hidden MGTOW. Like, wait a minute.
I was like, I'm trying to throw shots. No. No, I just try to get into the spirit of whoever.
Oh, you're actually trying to do his voice. Got it. You're trying to do his voice. Okay, got you.
I was just trying to get.
Wait, that doesn't sound like Hidden. I've listened to a few of his videos. That sounds nothing like Hidden.
Well, my Canuck thing is I'm not confident in that. I mean, I have that stupid Californian dialect, so I mean, I'm sorry. We at the Tico Trend channel like California. Oh no, we don't. Never mind. Oh shit. Rocking a hard place. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What am I really trying to say?
We at the Tico Trend channel, we support all the MGTOW content creators and Red Pill content creators that live in California. We don't support California, but we support the content creators who live in California.
We at the Tico Trend channel advocate for peaceful separation of all Red Pill and MGTOW content creators from the state of California. Please, California, give us our MGTOW content creators back, please. Whatever you got to do, we'll pay for their peaceful.
We'll pay for the room, board, and flight and everything if you give them back.
Just please give them back. And I say this in the heart of Orange County. Please take me with you. Please take me with you. Moving on. Oh, okay. Here. Note number 1. Realize. Yeah, what kind of chips are those, dude? It better be an extra large bag, like a full family size bag.
No, they're actually Weiss. They're the originals.
Hello?
Weiss original.
Hello? Testing. Okay.
I'm here. They're Weiss original.
Nice. No, okay, sorry. Let me get back on track. Sorry, I thought it was Sun Chips bag, but I realized it wasn't as loud and crinkly. But what I realized over the course of being hanging out with you, Tico, is like a lot of people treat the fact that because we're talking MGTOW Red Pill shit, that MGTOW shit. What up? You Kendo Rican, and I'm here to give you the real MGTOW shit. That Walker Tom MGTOW shit. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, I gotta smoke some weed because that's how I do the metal shit, smoking that weed, Hold on, guys. Yo, what up, Barry Yarn? What's going on, Barry Yarn? How you doing, man?
Barn Yarn.
Shout out to
He does
Barry
call you
Yarn
that
in the
too.
chat.
Barn Yarn. Yeah, Barn Yarn.
He's a real nigga. That's a real mid-top brother in the chat. Shout out Jakey Show in the chat, And hold on, I gotta smoke some weed, a little bit of weed, man, because I got baby mamas. No, wait, shut up, yeah. I realize that Tico, a lot of the way that people approach you when we're talking about that stuff is like they see the fact that you're in a relationship as being making you better person. At least that's the way that they feel like you want to appeal. And like I noticed that over time, because like everybody who would address that and not kind of, which is a fucking tangent, anyways, doesn't really matter. But I guess the way you had your content, it's like they always look at you as a relationship, and they're like, that makes him a better person. So what? So why?
No, it actually doesn't make. No, it actually doesn't make me a better person.
So you can maybe like.
To elaborate on that, that actually doesn't make me a better person. The only thing that makes me a better person is myself.
Oh well, let me continue then, because it's like the way that they kind of try to put you into a corner and do all this stuff and indict you to let you know of their charges so that you can defend yourself for wanting to be a better person. It's like if they leave off the actual path of improving themselves and they go down this path where it's like relationships and women and stuff, they're so valuable that they add intrinsic value to you as a person. It's like she doesn't the conversation into being like, well, how can you do it like this? And I know it happens every single time. And it happened on the Tom Leykis show for a couple of runs of his show where he was talking about his men's experiences and what happened with Angry Callers on his show is they were like, well, you're dating this Hispanic woman, ironically enough. And he was like, well, it doesn't matter because what I'm saying is true. You just don't like what I'm saying. You're trying to attack me.
Yeah, literally. And that's simply what people do with me. I mean, the funny thing about that is like there's nothing you can say to me. Because I remember the one time, like that's the argument I use for all black pillars. You're an incel. You're just mad because you're an incel, bro. Dude, I'm in a relationship and you're not. Your point. And they just shut up and they literally just slink away basically because they didn't have anything to say to me. And it's simply one of those things. That's the only time I actually use the fact that I'm actually in a relationship. Or I'll use like a relationship experience that I had. Oh, where the heck you falling out now and shit? The hell? No. How you falling out all the daggone time? Continue what you're saying now.
Hello. Oh, where did you lose me?
You were basically saying how people always argue that the relationships and stuff like that make you better, and they probably try to back me into the corner by saying that stupid stuff to me. The sad part about that, I love when people do that to me because they assume because I'm a red pill content creator and I make like almost some MGTOW stuff most of the time. Sometimes they always assume that I'm single and I'm an incel, and it's like, dude, I'm in a relationship. Like, you can't be an incel and be in a relationship. Like, that's impossible. Like, if you can get a girl, you can't be an incel. Last I checked, like incels can't get girls and they can't be in a relationship. So how is that incel? And typically I only use that for black pillars. And the sad part about that, I very rarely talk about it unless somebody brings it up. Unless somebody brings it up in a conversation. That's the only time I talk about it. Now you tend to leave it out.
Exactly. No, it's fine to leave out. And like, let me ask you one question. How do you differentiate emotionally unavailable and being incel?
If you're emotionally unavailable,
other than like having sex, aside from having
sex. The sad part about that, they actually are both pretty mutually exclusive because when you're emotionally unavailable, you tend to sort of put yourself in a box. So you kind of sort of do it voluntarily when you're emotionally unavailable. Whereas if you're an incel, it's like you're really trying, but you can't. But if you're emotionally, it's basically what I say about people who have like poor social skills.
True.
You basically, you're the reason why you can't get that person, or you're the reason why everybody looks at you that way. You have to accept the fact that if you talk a little bit better, or if you had better social skills, or if you weren't as creepy, people wouldn't view you this way. That's typically how that works.
Yeah.
So the same thing goes for if you're emotionally unavailable. Because to be honest with you, quiet as a kept, I'm probably the most emotionally unavailable person in the whole entire world. Because like everybody's heard my stance when it comes to suicide. Like I've said that multiple times. I didn't learn how to deal with suicide until I actually came into the English speaking manosphere. Like legit. Like I didn't know how to deal with it. I basically would write it off as like you do you, and if that's what you want to do you. And I would never help. And I would like just let them basically go off and do what they wanted to do, or I would simply help them, like commit the act that they want to do. And it was until I actually joined the English speaking manosphere until I actually learned how to deal with actual suicide, which is actually pretty funny, being a psychologist, because I never really had to deal with suicide. It's one of those things where like I have a problem, my wife is cheating on me type people, or I feel as though that I'm a great person and this, that, and the other, and my husband needs to step up. These are the type of motherfuckers I used to deal with, okay? Like, suicide wasn't one of those things. Or my favorite one was the little boy I told a story about where he actually literally murdered his mom and her husband in her sleep. So I dealt with kids like that and adults, basically, that women that thought they were the shit and guys that thought they were the shit, and I basically had to talk them down from the ledge, or guys that didn't have enough confidence and was talking about I'll never meet somebody and this, that, and the other. And basically, they kind of sort of sound like Leafy, but more depressed. So it's one of those things where you have to actually work with them and actually tell them what they're actually doing wrong, and for them to actually better themselves for all intents and purposes, because they're not willing to better themselves. They're going to be caught in that constant rut for all intents and purposes. But to answer your question about, like, as far as my relationships, here's something funny. If you went to my channel back when I had the old channel, basically I actually made a channel where I did Q&A.
Oh, really?
On various things. I used to do Q&A all the damn time. And I actually did a video where somebody said, well, Tico, because this is after I actually mentioned that I was actually in a relationship. This is actually mentioned I was actually in a relationship. Well, I've actually mentioned it from the beginning, but this is when I actually had to actually put it out on blast, because I've mentioned it in the videos, but nobody watched the whole entire video, so you would never know. So it's one of the things where I did a Q&A, and they go, well, somebody actually said, well, Tico, well, a female sent me a message saying, well, Tico, you're in a relationship. How do you think she feels about your content? And I go, she's the one that uploads my content and titles the shit. How about you ask her next time when a video uploads, you can actually get a glimpse of her. I mean, you can actually get her right then and there and ask her how you feel about the content.
I mean, I would just like shoot that comment right down in the chat, like, how many of you guys would appreciate somebody that did that for you?
Well, no, it's not even that, though. It's one of those things where it's like, I literally did a Q&A, and it wasn't like a live stream Q&A. It was basically like, I did a video with a Q&A, and I used to just do videos, random videos with just Q&A. Honesty from Tico, or like Q&A with Tico, for all intents and purposes, I used to call them. So I would like answer different questions that people used to send to me in email or in my comment section and shit like that. So like, when that came about, it was like, well, yeah, she uploads the videos and comes up with the titles. How about you ask her how she feels about that? How do you think she feels about it? And then I went on to the next question. She goes, do you think your content is hurting her feelings? I go, yeah. Every now and again, I found her laughing at the content and uploading it while she's busting out laughing on the floor. So I'm pretty sure she's okay with the content if she's uploading the content, and I haven't got cussed out yet. So I'm pretty sure she's okay with it. And that's typically what I used to say, because like she literally comes up with the titles of the shit in the videos that get uploaded on my channel. So like my favorite one was the one that she did burning simps, slapping hoes and burning simps naked. That was her. That was really her. Like slapping hoes and burning simps naked, that's her. Like
wow.
Slapping bitches, or that slapping bitches and kicking ass or something like that. That was her. There was like crazy titles that I would normally not even think to put up. That like I was like, nah, see, YouTube gonna get me. She puts them up, and it's like perfectly fine. YouTube don't even got a problem with it. Now, if I had to put up those titles, it'd been a whole nother rap. But it is typically how it works. Like I basically use her as a shield, so YouTube can't do shit to me.
I wonder if that, like, there's so many shields I feel like that we have up. Like, you see a lot of people posting shields in the chat, and it's like, I feel like one thing that I think we get a pass on is just somehow our videos don't get looked all the way through, particularly because like the subject matter. So we get to just have fun and play around with the algorithm.
Yeah.
And
that's simply how it works. I just use the algorithm to my advantage. Or sometimes what I'll do is like basically, if you ever look at like my channel, if you actually look at my channel bio, I actually got all the people who who are like, who are fixed in the channel. Like the top section will have like people who are major contributors to the channel. You'll see like Baron Yam, Black Pill Radio, Mick Tal in the Wind, Double I when he was actually on here a lot. And that was like one of those things where he was actually in there. And then me. Then you had Lazo in there also. Then you'll see like, guest contributors. You'll see like True Sherm and Mr. Forma. And you have Psyche Soap and Duzangs and people like that. It's actually in that bio. Then I have behind the scenes people. You got Cartel Princess. You got Talia. You got Talia, Cartel Princess, Kierna, Talia Tren, Kierna Tren, and Kierna Tren, the Shari Tren, and then Bart's also in that, and Bart's in that too because he actually helps out with the channel sometimes also, and he's a gay guy. So I basically use them as shields. So when YouTube comes at me, I go, look, they came up with the content matter, they gave it to me, talk to them. They gave me the content matter, and that's what I was talking about. She came up with the title. Yeah. Bart gave me Bart gave me the card. So you want to argue with a gay guy, you want to argue with a Latin woman. So you handle that, YouTube. You handle that however well you want to. And this is typically how I stay out of trouble and typically how I get around things, by using them as shields. It's like, no, don't let me talk to them. That's basically what I do, and it's the funniest thing in the world when I do it. It's like, well, I don't understand. There's YouTube will come to me. I remember the one time I had a thumbnail up, and it was the Cartel Princess in a bathing suit. No, it wasn't even a bathing suit. It was actually a shirt and something else, and they tried to they basically took it down. And I go to YouTube. I don't think you understand. The Cartel Princess, my significant other, is the one who put that picture up, and she was feeling very good about herself. And I think you're going to hurt her feelings if you keep taking down her picture, because she was still, body positivity. Yeah, that's basically the argument I used, and they put it back up and they let it go. We're sorry about this. We misunderstood what the thing was, and they basically put it back up. So I'm willing to use people as shields if I have to. Like, don't get it twisted. Like a good example of my other channel, I basically used to. So I went, because I was worried about being banned. I would put like channel moderated by Kierna and Deshari Trent. The minute I put that in my description box for my actual channel bio, they stopped giving me strikes. They literally stopped giving me strikes after I put that in there. Channel ran by Kierna and Deshari Trent. They stopped giving me strikes. So I try to use everything to my advantage so I can avoid getting strikes.
Oh yeah, I mean, a black
now
man's
I just
name,
now the shit that I get now is like
a woman's name. Keep it, exactly. It's like you gotta understand the algorithm, and I mean
you gotta understand the algorithm. You gotta learn how to play the system to your advantage. I use my children as shields. Like, this is a learning experience for my children. Are you going to take that away from them, Susan? Next thing you know, an email comes back. We're sorry, this was a mistake. This, that, and the other. Video back up. Thumbnail back up. Have a great day.
They try to take advantage of the fact that you have shields when it's like, dude, we're in an ever-changing environment. It's like, how are you not going to protect yourself when you get into a relationship?
Definitely. You got to protect yourself all the time. I view YouTube the same way I view a relationship. We're in a relationship, Susan. You're going to have to love me for the rest of your life, lady.
Yeah, exactly. You have to deal with it.
I'm not husband that won't get a divorce from you, and I'm going to be right there next to you, pissing you off.
I'm gonna be an incel. Yeah, I'm gonna be an incel in that relationship with you. Except I'm gonna be Volcel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, there's
the funny thing about that is, on my old channel, I used to literally put in my description box, let's see how many feminists I could piss off today. Literally was my description box only. Let's see how many feminists I can piss off today. Let's see if I can piss off Susan today. Let's see if I can piss off Susan Wojcicki today. Or my favorite one that I put in there, I think Seeker seen it. It was, Susan Wojcicki, I'm your husband. You better not block me.
Yeah, I mean, I identify.
I used to just troll the hell out of YouTube. Mm-hmm. I used to just troll the hell out of YouTube when I used to do stuff like that. Let's see how many feminists I can piss off today. Let's see if I can fuck with the algorithm today. Like, I used to put all types of shit in my description box just to piss with YouTube, and do it on purpose too. My favorite one, when I did the fuck you video, where I said fuck you. I basically did a rip off of remember the Boondocks? Riley did that. fuck your socks, fuck your hair, fuck your mark ass boat you rode over. Yeah, he was going in on it. Fuck your Guy Ritchie, fuck Guy Ritchie.
For people who are, and then for people who aren't in relationships who talk about MGTOW, not a lot of them get this kind of attention because, you know, if you look at take a specific chunk, you say like black women. Do black women care about MGTOW? Not really, no. Although if you are kind of id more, there's a chance. But for the most part, that's how it is. But then you have people like you who stand out, who then a lot of them, even if you weren't in a relationship, the kind of thing that they would say would probably be like, well, you're afraid of women and this, that, and the other, gay. And then you also have, well, you have like just the reality when you try to tell somebody who's living in Disney princess land that's like, women are just as vicious as men are. Don't listen to me. Listen to all the women that got fucking their hearts ripped out and everything, and their jobs taken away and everything by women. And then they just goes right over their head. And then like they want to fire.
Yeah, because you can't talk about women like that. That's why that goes over your head. Like, I don't understand. Does not compute.
Yeah, like they literally take a woman who's saying, "Hey, women aren't all they're cracked out to be," and they're like, the guy who's with the woman in a relationship's like, you know, you're basic. My life's better than yours. Why should I listen to you? I'm in a relationship. It's like, her and I both know that doesn't make you a better person. And
oh, like, no, it doesn't make you a better person. It's all about your relationship dynamic. Because all what we said, when it comes to relationships, there's 3 types of relationships, and I always usually describe them as, you know, driving down the street looking at different people's cars, or I'll say different dances. I'm gonna use the car analogy because it's much easier. Because everybody pretty much drives in a car, goes down the street, looks in cars. So I'm gonna use the car analogy on this one, like I always do. There's 3 types of relationships that you have to realize. When you look in a car, you'll see a couple where there's one person looking out the window and the other person talking. That's one relationship. There's another relationship where, you know, none of them are talking to each other and they're all looking out opposite windows while they're driving down the street. No silence, no nothing. Then there's a third relationship where they're engaged and they're laughing and they're talking and their hands are flying and, you know, it's the stuff like that. That's the third type of relationship. So you can actually tell what type of relationship people have based on how they interact with each other in a car, for all intents and purposes. Yeah. That's the best way I can actually put that to you when it comes to relationship. Just because you're in a relationship, that don't mean you're having a great relationship. Just because there's many guys that are in relationships that look at you with that thousand mile stare, like, I want out. Please help me, nigga, help me. Please help me. Yeah. I don't know what you got to do, but just come in here and save me. You know, it's one of those things where like they really want out. It's like they don't even want to talk about the relationship anymore. And every time you bring up a relationship, they're like, oh. And it's one of those things. So you know they're in a bad relationship. They're probably in that one relationship where they're both looking out the window, opposite the windows for all intents and purposes. That's pretty much the relationship that they're in. Or they're in a relationship where they're trying to explain to their significant other, and their significant other sitting there with their arms crossed, pouting with her head out the window. So those are 2 bad relationships, no matter how you cut it. Now, the best relationship you could possibly be in, which is very rare, is like I said, the one where y'all hands are flying, everybody's laughing and singing, y'all tapping each other with love taps, and y'all, you know, you're just laughing and singing and giggling as you're driving down the road. You're looking at each other and you're really engaged with each other. That is the best relationship you could possibly be in. And the sad part about the relationship that I'm in is, like I said, I'm emotionally unavailable for a lot of shit. Like you cannot come to me with some emotional shit. Like, if it don't need to be fixed, I'm gonna need you to go talk to your mom or one of your best friends. Tico don't play emotion. Unless it needs to be fixed, Tico don't do emotion. Now, if my daughters come to me saying, this boy made me mad at school, I'm gonna be like, get in the car. We're gonna go whoop his ass and his whole entire family's ass. That's simply how I am. Like, we're gonna whoop his ass and his whole entire family's ass. And that's simply how I correct things. It's like, wait, no, Daddy, it was not that serious. Like, okay, you came to me like it was serious, so let me know, because Daddy got his machete and they can get in a car anytime. We can ride over there and do a ridedown.com if it's really that bad. No, it's not that bad, Daddy. He just called me. He just called me a name. Okay. You want me to go punch him in the face? No, it's good, Daddy. And they just walk away. That's simply how I handle that type of shit, because, like, I don't do emotion too well. I don't do emotion at all too well. I tend to deflect it and be a dick about it. It's one of those things that I just don't do emotion that well. And the sad part about that is if you're with me, you have to get past that hard ass sandpaper exterior that is me. Because like I said, and like I was saying in McTaller's knowledge's last stream, only time I laugh in life is when I'm in a live stream or doing a video. That is the only time I laugh. That's the only time you'll hear a laugh from me in real life. When I'm with a MGTOW brother or if I'm doing a video, that's the only time you'll ever hear me laugh. That's simply all it really is. Because the sad part about that is, in real life, I'm a hard line, no nonsense, old-fashioned dad, basically, for all intents and purposes. Like, I believe in, like,
Yeah, for sure.
Either we're going to do this way, or you can take your ass outside and live on the streets. I don't give a damn what Child Protective Services says. You can go with them too. And if they decide they want to come in the house talking shit, they can get their ass whooped and they can take your shit with them. That's pretty much how I feel. Call them if you want to. I'm gonna beat their ass when they get here for coming here being stupid. I'm gonna beat your ass and put you out with them. That's pretty much how I feel when it comes to my children. Like, either we're gonna do it daddy's way, or we're not gonna do this at all and you can live on the streets. The choice is yours. That's pretty much how I am. And it pretty much translates into my relationship. Because I'm a very hard ass. I'm a very hard ass, and I'm a very smart. I'm like the smartest mother. Like, I'm not smart as in like intelligent. I'm just a smart ass. Like, throughout my whole entire relationship. Like, if you say something to me, like the response that the Cartel Princess would get from me would be like some snide ass, ignorant ass comment, like, your ass is fat. Shit like that. Like, I'm just a dick like that. That's typically how I am. And the sad part about that, if you're a woman, you can't live through that, and you don't got the skin for that. We can't be together because I'm going to say some snide shit to you. I'm the type of nigga that'll say, if you come up to me and say, do I look fat in this? I'm like, yup. Even if you don't, yup. What? You upset now? You shouldn't ask me. You don't ask me for my opinion if you don't want the real answer. I'm sorry. Like, it don't work like that. Because I'm a dick. I'm literally a dick in my relationship.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I noticed that with like the YouTube algorithm. It's like anytime somebody gets beef or anytime somebody gets like roasted or something, it's like how they respond to it is basically how the algorithm determines whether or not to ban that person. Like, if you get roasted and then you make like 19 videos how or so like, if you just like go on a rage or a ranting spree, it's like you could risk getting your channel wiped out because
you can. But the sad part about that, though, I talked about
take stuff on the chin. Okay.
Yeah, the sad part about that, though, is what I've learned through the algorithm is if you fuck with another MGTOW content creator, that's perfectly fine. We ain't see that shit. Keep on going, pimping. Do what you need to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, like if you fuck with another MGTOW content creator, the rules don't apply to them. But they apply to like somebody like a PewDiePie or Pokimane or any other big channel that YouTube sees as their favorite.
Of like the new justice system where it's just like on command canceling.
Yeah, they can actually have your because those people can actually have your channel removed completely from the platform because they're Susan Wojcicki's favorites. Like a good example of that is people that you could talk about people you could talk trash on who are big channels and get away with it, or the Quartering, It's a Gundam, Amazing Lucas, Coach Greg Adams, Sandman, Undid Chronic, and get away with it. And the sad part about that, you can actually get away with talking about them, but you can't get away with talking about somebody like PewDiePie or H1H1, whatever the fuck his name is, I don't care. And all those people, Ethan Klein, well, that's H1H1 is Ethan Klein, and people like that for all intents and purposes, you would get thumped in a heartbeat because they're the beloved children of Susan Wojcicki. So, like, you can literally, like, you got to know the algorithm to know who you can fuck with and who you can't fuck with for all intents and purposes. And this is typically how I can get away with certain things and have leeway in certain things where I don't have leeway in other things. And this is typically why I don't go on a roasting spree unless I do it subliminally. Then I'll go on a roasting spree on a regular basis, and it's fun. I'll do that shit like it's going out of style. I noticed that if I fuck with another red pill MGTOW brother that's actually doing wrong, YouTube looks the other way like, so how's those stars over there, Tika? What you think of those stars? That looks like the Big Dipper. What do you think of that? Yeah. I think that's the Big Dipper. That's simply how YouTube actually reacts to. That's simply how YouTube reacts to when you actually go after another brother, basically. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm sitting. It'd be like that little kid. It'd be like little kid where they're all pointing at stars and you're sitting there kicking them in the face as you're all pointing the other way. That's pretty much how YouTube views us. I'm being dead serious. That's literally how the YouTube views us, like legit. And I've always found it funny that people don't know how to use that to their advantage. So when you go after another brother and he's doing wrong, you can get away with it for sure. Especially if he's doing wrong. That's only if he's doing wrong. I'm not saying just do it just to do it, but like if he's doing wrong, do it. And if he fucks up the whole entire philosophy and he's trying to change it, destroy him. YouTube won't even blink. YouTube won't even fucking blink if you destroy him. And that's simply how it works. That's the cold hard truth about it. And like people don't seem to understand that or get that when it comes down to it. And it's like, well, that. No, just do what you need to do. That's all you got to do is do what you need to do.
I mean, it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy, and like they don't want MGTOW content creators on as a general rule.
Yeah, that's exactly
like,
my.
They're gonna count on us to kind of like police us.
Yeah, this and basically with that casual bachelor, just
don't call me a liar.
Yeah, call me a dick. Just don't call me a liar. That's exactly how I feel about it. Don't be trying to lie on me, because I will come after you very ferociously. I ain't gonna play. And that's simply what it is. That's pretty much my whole entire thing. You can call me a dick if you want to. You can call me a killer. You can call me a criminal. You can call me everything else. Just don't call me a liar, because then I got to fuck somebody up.
Tico's like not cool. I'm like, well, he never said he was nice. Niggas never.
Yeah, I never once said I was nice. Like, how many people here once? How many people in this live stream right now?
And yeah.
Put a 1 up if I ever said I was a nice person.
Yeah.
If I ever said I was a nice person, put up a 1.
That's basically what how I understand the whole thing.
I've never once said I was a nice person at all.
What's funny is today I reached out to him to do the live stream and he didn't respond, so I made my own live stream. So there.
Like, wait a minute, no, nigga, no. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like I'm a cool person. I'm a pretty easygoing person to get along with. Just don't fuck with my character, or I'm about to fuck with you.
Call it. Yeah.
What's up, a manly load?
During all those hundreds of
like I never once said I was a nice person. I've never portrayed myself as a nice person, and I've always said I was a dick.
The 100th episode.
What you said? 100th episode of True Terms Relentless? No, it's not.
It's just sad that we didn't get to our 100th episode of Forum, but I was hoping that we could.
Well, whatever. We did so many forums, it's ridiculous. We just didn't even call it Forum anymore.
But it looks like we might have to.
We're actually at
it is what it is.
We're actually at Forum 29.
Yeah, and
we're on the 29th episode of Forum. Not including the Baron, because technically the Baron and Sadist show actually came from the Forum, so it actually counts.
It's like, yeah, not everything about a relationship can be awesome. It's just what people.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's like, yeah, relationships are perfect. It's pretty much what the best way I describe it to you is what
from Tico this whole time. So I'm gonna
try. The sad part about that is I can describe relationships in a simple thing like this. Remember the live stream that Lonely _ was in when he says, Tico, you just don't want us to have a cartel princess like you. And I basically said, no, it's not about having a cartel princess like me. It's about actually finding the right person to actually do you right for all intents and purposes. You're not going to find a cartel princess like me. She's going to find you. And I was being honest about that shit because I wasn't looking for her ass. She was looking for me. So I'm not going to lie about that. What's up, Manly Load?
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm not going
to. Then, like, for somebody who's because for me, I'm not going to say, because that would be just so freaking obnoxious. But it's like it's hard for me to go because I'm at an age where I'm not as desirable to. I don't get me wrong. I mean, just to be realistic. Just go with what I'm saying for a second. Like, but for someone like you, it's a different story. How do you change the philosophy based on?
You don't change the philosophy. You follow the philosophy. Because the sad part of your age right now is your prime age to actually build up your wealth. So when you get to 30 and women start looking at you, because typically women date older men.
Yeah, there's no way that somebody that could.
So don't even worry about. So don't even worry. Here's the thing. Don't. If you're going to do that, which I don't suggest you to do, if you're going to do it, build up your wealth now while you're in your 20s. Build your empire now. Spend most of your time on building your empire now. This is typically what a lot of the men say in the manosphere. Build your empire now while you're in your 20s, while you have all this time, and you can basically make mistakes and fix it. When you get to 30, you'll have a nice little nest egg or cushion going for you, so you can actually make yourself seem better, look better. This is typically why I always tell you to save money as much as you could possibly save. Don't go splurging all over the damn place. Typically, is what I tell you.
I've saved so much
because you're trying to build your empire here. So you don't ever want to splurge for no fucking reason. So don't spend money on things that don't need to be spent on. Because I'll tell you in a heartbeat, I might spend money on my children, but I'm the most frugal motherfucker in the whole entire world. And 9 times out of 10, if I spend money on my children and it's something big, a nigga done had to save that money for a very, 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 very long time. That's typically how I am. And the sad part about that, for me to actually spend that money, I would actually
it.
No, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Wait, 1 second though. For me to spend that kind of money, that means I would have to have double the money in there for that whole entire price, so I can replace the money that I'm spending on my children. So let's just say, if like my daughter's car, my oldest 2 daughters' car, one of their cars set me back like about, I want to say 139,000. The other one's car set me back 120 something thousand. So basically, I basically had to have enough money to replace that money that I spent on both of their vehicles. So until I had that money to replace that money, they weren't getting those vehicles. Pretty much is how it worked. You see what I'm saying now? So think of the Shari's account. The Shari's account had that money in it, but she also had extra money in it, so I could replace the money that I'm using on her vehicle for King Sierra. Kieran's money, her own account, put in there. I basically had to save up double the amount of her car so I could actually replace the money that was in there so I can buy her vehicle. This is typically how it works. I'm going to save up a shit ton of money before I actually spend the money.
Yeah.
Like a good example of that is on a small scale. Exactly. Like on a small scale, a good example. Like a good Lazo has an account. If Lazo wants a PlayStation, let's say the PlayStation costs $600. So there's going to be $1,200 in this account before I spend that money on that $600. You see what I'm saying? So there's always going to be money there to replace the money that I'm spending on him. You see what I'm saying? So this is typically how I live. Anytime I do something, whatever that costs, that's that amount of money sitting in the bank.
Yeah. Well, I like the credit union account setup because because you pay bills out of a certain account, then you can have some money that's been sitting. Like I want to use my 2020 money that I made like 10 or 15 years now. Like I want to be spending that money in 2040 on something that I actually want and need. And and then it's like, so people just like wonder, why isn't it going towards a woman? I mean, shouldn't you be spending it on a woman?
Why would you do that? Why would you put it towards a woman? That's just a waste of money.
Yeah. Or a car, or a house, or something.
Like a good example of saving money.
Stupid, like to blow it on like that. Yeah.
Like a good way to save some money, because I talked to Pastor Dab about this one. I think it was a good way to save some money was like a good example, because like everybody always put up those tax season memes. Instead of spending all that money on shit, how about you just put it in a 401k or put it in the savings or spend it on gold and silver or something like that, or just save it and spend half of your tax returns on gold and silver and save the rest of it in cash and put it in a cash box or a safe.
Put it in the cash box, yeah.
Cash box or safe. Put it in the cash box or safe. Put your silver and your gold in the cash box or safe along with your paper money and go from there. Instead of spending all your tax money like you're stupid on some Jordans or some other stupid shit. Why spend all your tax money immediately when you can actually save it and you have the money to actually pay for all the rest of your bills? Like, that's basically like a waste of money. You're getting that back. You should probably just put it aside so you don't have to spend it all. That's because I look at it like this. If I get some tax money back, when I used to get tax money back, I never spent that tax money unless I was buying gold or silver or something like that, or a stock or something like that, and I would put the rest of it in a fucking safe. If the gold and silver goes in a safe, the rest of the money goes in a safe, and my stock option that I bought goes in that safe. You see what I'm saying? Put it all in the safe.
Yeah, right.
So whenever you need it, that's like your rainy day. Like every single time you get your tax return, you do the same thing over again, put it in a safe. Same thing over again, put it in a safe. Year after year, same thing over again, put it in a safe. Gold and silver, stock option, put it in the safe. So like that's typically how I do shit. So there's probably like a shit ton of money in the safe, and I don't even know how much is in there because I'm not willing to go look. Because a nigga probably be out there talking about rapper shit, talking about splurging on my niggas in the manosphere. Yeah, no, that's what I was looking at, bitch. Be out there making it rain in like California and shit like that, in Chicago and shit. Like, nah.
Well, not here. It's like that dollar won't take you very far here.
I know. I'm just saying though, like, because I know if I look in there, I'm gonna act a straight fool, and I'm gonna just go act a fool in anybody's state for all intents and purposes. Be sitting outside MGTOW Light's house making it rain and shit like that. Show up in OC and that Baron Yam's house, be making it rain and shit. Show up in San Diego, be sitting there making it rain outside True Sherm's house. Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
We the best MGTOWs.
Like, we the best, right?
Yeah. All I do is win. I mean, there's just no reason to go looking at it because I just have no. I don't have any fear for that. It like, obviously, I have caution, and that's why I like my MGTOW brothers because we all have a realistic.
What's up, America? It's about time you showed up.
And it's like,
yeah, because that's exactly how I view.
I'm a huge fan of realism.
Yeah, that's exactly how I view when it comes to money and taxes. Instead of spending your tax return on bullshit, buy some gold and silver because it's basically free money. I mean, granted, you work for it. It's money that they stole from you all year. So invest it in something that because they can't steal from you every year, basically. Invest it in something like gold or silver. You put it aside in a safe or a money box. You go from there. Like, what's hard about doing that? Like, really, legit. And if you buy gold and silver every fucking year, it's going to eventually stack up. Especially if you don't spend all the money. You got gold and silver next to some sort of stack of money, basically, in your safe.
Yeah.
That's going to look, when you open that safe, that's actually going to look very appealing. You see what I'm saying? That's going to look really appealing.
Oh, I'm all about having a breathtaking looking vault. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's what I want.
And no, I don't got a safe or a vault like fucking what's his name, that rich guy that Mr. Forma be calling me. What the hell's his name? From DuckTales.
Yeah, I don't even.
DuckTales. Yeah. I don't got that going on. I got a little ass safe.
Shout out to Barry Yarn. Yeah,
Mr. Forma and True Sherm be picking on me, saying I what's his name, McDuck or something like that. Yeah, no, I don't got that kind of safe. It's a small ass safe. I think it started with a money box. Now I got a safe, and the safe is only like up to my kneecaps. So no, it's not that big.
A little safe.
It's a little safe. just a little safe. But yes, it's just stuff like that. Like, put your money aside. You don't always got to spend your money. Like, it doesn't. Like, I look at it like this. I only buy shit that I need or that we need. I don't buy shit that everybody wants. Oh, hell no. That's for your birthday or Christmas. We ain't doing this shit any other time of year. If it ain't your birthday or Christmas, fuck off. I don't do Valentine's Day. And most times, and actually don't even do anniversaries now. Technically, we're not married, so I don't even do anniversaries. So like, yeah, if it ain't your birthday, or if it ain't Christmas, don't look at me. Don't look at me at all. Like, only holidays I'll do is your birthday, Christmas, and Mother's Day, if that. But I'm not buying shit. The kids will buy you shit. Dude, I'm not buying shit. The kids will buy you shit. I'll send the kids in to buy the shit for you. That's pretty much how I am. I'm not spending money on anything else the rest of the year. Like, if it ain't a need.
Lana fucked up the dynamic. She messed up the dynamic.
Nana?
I gotta say this. You messed up the dynamic.
Who's Lana?
Someone who's messing up the dynamic.
I don't even know I didn't even see her in the damn thing. But anywho's, yeah, but I look at it like this. It's I don't even care, but she could be in here as long as she can act a fool. She's fine. Yeah, as long as she don't go crazy or act stupid, she's fine. As long as she can be respectful and be herself and be a respectful human being, that's all that matters to me. I don't care what you got going on outside of here, as long as you be respectful in my chat. I don't even care who you are in my chat. But back to the adventure at hand. Yeah, just save your money. Don't go spending it on bullshit for no reason whatsoever. Like, never goes, like, yeah, if you get a tax return, like I said, go buy gold and silver, and it's probably one or two stock options. Just put the rest of the money in your safe, along with your gold and silver, and your paperwork for your stock options. Throw it all in your safe. And if you have a portfolio, throw it out of your safe. Like, that's basically how I live. Like, for all intents and purposes, like, I don't believe I don't believe in spending money on unnecessary stuff. Yeah, I don't believe in spending money on unnecessary stuff if it's not necessary. And Barry Yam fell out again. I'm getting tired of him falling out. He better bring his ass back here. I'm about to cuss him out. Got me doing the lashing me on. He gonna just pop out. Yeah, she's welcome to stay as long as she's good and don't get too crazy and don't act a fool in the live stream. She's perfectly fine to stay. She can stay. Um, yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, anytime you get a tax return, unless it's like 100% necessary, and you don't got a job or you're in a pinch financially, don't unless you're going through like unless you're in a financial pinch, like your car broke down, or you know anything where like you're in between paychecks and your tax return came and you're going to use your tax return to do that. Don't 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 spend money on unnecessary stuff that you don't need to spend money on for all intents and purposes, is what I'm trying to say. Because there's no point in doing that. There's no point in doing that, and you can save the money.
Sending a super chat to Donovan Sharp, does sending a super chat to Donovan Sharp count as wasting your money?
Well, no, you can send if you want to help a red pill MGTOW brother, that's fine. I don't care as long as they're not grifting people and using it properly for like their channel or to better their lives or anything along the lines of that. As long as they're not trying to be in a club or at the bar trying to make it rain and shit like that, I'm perfectly fine with you donating to a brother. But if they're at the club, the minute I see them at the club flashing all their stacks of money that they got from you, now I got a problem with them. That's simply how that rolls. Yeah, that's basically how I feel about it. So yeah, never spend your money unnecessarily. Like giving somebody a super chat is probably fall in the donation category. It's always good to donate to people. I mean, if it's within your means, it's always good to donate to people. Don't be trying to donate like half your paycheck, and you don't even got half your paycheck to even remotely donate. And like America says don't send money to Donovan Sharp. Well, that's America's word. That's America's word.
I saw like
you heard America. He's
like
final.
A live. I saw him like in a live stream with like 3 or 4 other people, and he's dealing with beef too in the manosphere. There's a lot of manosphere beef coming out of that ex-red pill community, and I feel like it's gonna bring a new wave. We saw the first wave of like beef.
Who's ex-red pillars? Who's part of the ex-red pillars community?
I just consider anybody that's like, I don't know, I guess like not like levying a surface level amount of beef at like red pill or MGTOW content creators. I would consider, but I think there's a more specific description of it on the subreddit for people who want to take a look.
Do they have people that they consider like ex red pillars or something like that in that group?
Yeah, there was. I think okay. So there's like there's the blue pill, which okay, I'm not a redditor by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm giving a crack at it. There's like the blue pill subreddit, which is a satire of the red pill subreddit, and then there's r/x red pill. And X red pill, I guess, is just people who, and the blue pill subreddit is like, yo, let's learn how to get alpha. Let's get alpha masculine frame, bro, so we can get chicks on our cocks, our alpha cocks, our big alpha cocks. And then like it's kind of like satirical, whereas the X red pillar subreddit is, I think, much more like serious.
Okay.
So it's just, I don't know. I don't assume that like they're coming out of that circle, but I guess it's just like a new group that's developing, which is like a bunch of people that I guess are the equivalent of angry Tom Likas callers. You could say. Maybe I guess I'm kind of like
the ex-red pillars are the angry Likas callers.
They're kind of like angry Likas callers, yeah, because they're basically like just they're like singling out people and saying like, oh, this person's wrong, blah blah blah. They're not like for saying red pill stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting because I don't think you've ever seen stuff like this in such a public scale. And I feel like it's getting more and more mainstream, especially the fact that everybody reacted to that movie trailer, Cutie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seems to me like the way that things are going. Like, did you see Jaguar's video that he put out, the mirror video?
No, I missed it. I might be unsubbed to him because I haven't seen anything from him in a long time. So I might have to go check to see if I'm actually still subbed to Jaguar Media because YouTube be getting with their unsubbing motherfuckers and shit.
There was somebody else there was a live stream a while back where somebody was like 50% of America read 50 Shades of Grey, and I kind of want to dissect that because like, what does that actually statistic represent?
What 50 Shades of what?
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's basically a subsection of women that are. I've talked about this multiple times. It's basically
Maybe I missed it. Sorry.
Basically, all it really is literotica. We basically talked about that in the one live stream where we did.
I remember that one.
Where we broke down the mate guarding, mate poaching, mate guarding, stuff like that. We basically broke it down definition wise. We broke it down in that one. And I basically put literotica. What is literotica? Basically, that's a nice way to tap into a woman's animalistic side, sexual animalistic side for all intents and purposes. Because most women, actually all women, actually love literotica. Sadly, because like the sad part about that, the only reason why 50 Shades of Grey sold so well is because a shit ton of women bought it. This is why they came out with 50 Shades Darker or 50 Shades Black or something like that. 50 Shades Darker or some shit like that.
Yeah,
because it sold so well.
It's sad that we don't have the blue pill side of to represent it, but I would see MGTOW and the red pill almost sort of like an aphrodisiac.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of turns women on, honestly, to be talking about MGTOW red pill shit. Not to say that it's like anything like a pickup artist, but it's just, if you're listening, it's obvious that you're paying attention, that even
like
though
a good
you don't
example
agree
that
with it.
A good example.
Go ahead.
Like a good example that I always talk about how like my women to men ratio on a lot of my channels are usually. Like I talk about this is the women to men ratio. Like a good example of that is my Spanish anime channel. I call it Spanish anime. Just Spanish. I mean what? Just Spanime, basically. That's why I always jokingly call it. But what happens on that one is there's a just anime is what I refer to it as. It's really not called that, but I call it just anime because it's Spanish Japanese anime. It's basically Spanish. It's done in Spanish. It's been done in Spanish language, but it's Japanese style anime. And I have two series that run on that.
I was just joking about that. I was like, what if a Japanese person was trying to speak Spanish? He'd be like, oh,
whatever. Anyway, simple. But yeah, basically I have two shows that basically run on. I basically have two shows that run on that channel back to back. And what happens with that is the neat thing about it is one of them is like, strictly like it has like it has an overarching theme of like, literotica in it for all intents and purposes. So it's like it's very adult oriented, and it has it's basically based on a private book that I basically wrote that I never published basically. And basically, that's where all the stuff and all the storyline comes from for that anime. And the other one's basically is like done light and loose. And I basically come up with various ideas either from the manosphere or from different people. And, the characters are based on certain people and stuff like that. And basically how they move through life, and people like that one. But the sad part about that is the large chunk of my following on that channel are women. Now, the funny thing about that is I think it's it's like 65% to 35%, 65% women that actually watch it, and the rest are men that actually like anime, Spanish anime. And the same part about that.
My only point with it is just like, it's a literotica is like, it just reminds me of this whole thing with the cuties that came out. It's like literotica is like almost sort of like, it's an oxymoron because it's basically like what women want. In a nutshell.
Well, no, it's not. It's not an oxymoron for the fact that it's literature, but it's packed with erotic undertones, an erotic thing for all intents and purposes. So
It's like a vibe.
it's basically it's basically like, you know, it's something. It's basically like how we always talk about trying to get women in the mood or something like that. Basically,
Yeah.
it's typically all it really is.
I
remember,
think it's just doing too much. I think it's just doing too much already. Like,
well, no, it's not that though. No, because the sad part about that, if you want something to take off, you're going to need a nice following. You're going to have to tell a nice story in the process. And the nice thing about it, you can get a certain amount of women on board, but you're not going to get all the women on board because it's going to be one of them things. There's going to be like one of the women that are into, like, you know, Star Wars and shit like that, or typically the ones that's going to get on board.
Nerdy shit.
Yeah, the nerdy shit. But if you take the nerdy aspect and tell a good story and also put little erotica in it, now you can get a bunch of women on board to watch it for all intents and purposes. Because like not only is it sexual and like it's done very well. It's very fast paced and stuff happens and it actually makes sense. It's not like, nobody in those movies like a Mary Sue where they've popped up out of nowhere and they have all this power. It's basically like your realistic life in an anime for all intents and purposes. Let it be school setting, let it be home setting.
A lot of authors get this question who are in this genre, and it's like, where do you get your inspiration to like write the female characters? Like, where do they come from? And like, what are their motivations and stuff like that? Because it's like, it's almost like you need data in order to.
Well, no, because like typically, if you know anything about me, like I said, most of my family are women, so I basically take from the women in my family, or I'll take for a woman that I grew up with. Basically, if I need somebody that's an antagonist that's against them, I'll typically take somebody from YouTube and use them as a caricature. Like a good example of that, people aren't going to believe this shit, but I introduced a new character to the franchise that was based on Penny Proud. Because I needed somebody that was antagonistic and shit like that. So basically, she's a character. It was in the show that basically is the opposite of the main of the hero or the main hero for all intents and purposes. And so like she's like the bad guy person basically. Yeah. So she's the opposite of the good person in the video.
It's sad because there are a lot of heroes in that. There are a lot of heroes in that drama right there. Like there's a lot of people who like were Captain Save a person or Captain, a lot of heroes, a lot of caping and stuff that was done as part of that whole drama.
Because the sad part about that, I don't know too many. I mean, I know some women that I can actually model off of, but I don't know any women that I can actually make a bad character that I can actually model something off of. And it's pretty much all it really is.
I know a lot of them.
Like I don't know too many. Like I know some dick characters, but usually they're guys. But like I don't know too many women. I mean, I know enough women, but they don't really fit the bill to be like a bad guy. They fit like anti-hero status or the typical naggy girlfriend type thing, something like that. But they don't fit the bad guy role or the bad girl, bad guy role for all intents and purposes. So I basically used her. And apparently people like her character.
A lot of the bad guys are all red pilled. Like I realize when you're watching sitcoms, it's just all the men when they say stuff, it sounds like they always twist it to make it sound more imbecilic and like.
Well, no, it's not even the fact that it's basically they have the reason why the bad guys nowadays have a good stance or a good view is because they have a purpose and they believe in that purpose. And the sad part about that is it's kind of like what I say about people.
Oh yeah.
Like it's kind of like what I say about people. Like I don't care if you're racist. Tell me why you don't like black people, and and if it sounds good to me, and it doesn't sound like a talking point to me, and it's believable, I'll be okay with it. I may not like it, but I'll be like, cool. I can understand that. I may not like what you said, but at the end of the day, if you get me to believe it, you get me to understand why you actually like it, and it's not like some talking point, not some NPC talking point. I'll be okay with you, and I'll back you. I may not like what you said, but I'll be like, okay, that's respectable, and I'll move on. It's basically the same thing with the bad guy characters. If you got to make the bad guy characters relate to people for all intents and purposes. If you can't make them relate to people, then there's going to be a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, in the MGTOWs, we bash a lot of feminists, but it's weird because we dehumanize them sometimes. But it's like, if you want to have the mentality of an ant, then you can't get mad when you're crushed under Yam's boots.
Now you're trying to get your ass kicked off of YouTube now.
I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. Like at this point, all women are feminine. All women are all women are feminine.
I like black people. I was just being a smartass, and I was being a smartass in that live stream. I like black people a lot. I just don't like black people who don't want to do for themselves.
I get exactly where he's at, and it's like I literally try to. Whenever he says something, I try the same thing. I'm saying, tell me why you think that, and I'll respect it. Every single time I've been in front of Tico and he says something racist, I was like, I respect you.
Well, it's not the fact I don't hate black people. I hate the shit that they do. Then I hate the excuses that they use to actually make it sound like that, like I'm supposed to be okay with the decision that they made. Like, okay, that's nice, but because like my stance on it is, okay, that's nice that you were this, and that's nice that you went through this, and that's nice and all, but what did you do to change the other people's perspective of you? If you've done nothing, then you have nothing to argue about. Because typically, this how it works. Now, a good example of this is the Jamaican community. Now, the Jamaican community underwent a huge transition. Before, when you think of a Jamaican, you wouldn't think very positively of a Jamaican. However, the Jamaican community actually changed their image on how people actually viewed them. Now, when you think Jamaican, you think 3 jobs, working hard, and sometimes pot smoker. It's typically what you think of Jamaicans. But before, when you thought of Jamaicans, it was a whole different thing. A whole different thing on what you thought of Jamaicans for all intents and purposes. The sad part about that, the Jamaicans actually knew how they were viewed, so they underwent the proper changes to actually change how they're viewed. Same thing goes for the Afro-Latinos in the Latin community. They were viewed a certain way. They basically had to work their way up so they can change how they're viewed to be respected in their own community. That's simply how it works. Unfortunately, African Americans, they try to use every single excuse in the book to make it sound like, well, I deserve to do this because I've been treated like this all my life. Well, okay, no, that's not a good excuse at all. Like, just because you got treated like this all your life, a good example of this.
But I would say it's more complicated. It's a little bit more complicated than that, because you have like black men are in America are only exploited for a finite amount of things. Like their work ethic isn't exploited the same way that it is trust me, it's exploited, but it's not socially mobile. Their work ethic, it's more like the stuff that they and it's the reason why you see like a lot of NBA stars, they're the ones that end up being able to procreate. Here's my argument. Meanwhile, Hidden Figures is hating.
Yeah, but the problem with that though is, like I said, at the end of the day, if you have this much problem with the people who sign you, y'all can all get together, pull your money together, and start your own league. And everybody gets quiet then.
Or record company.
Everybody gets quiet.
Company,
yeah. Or like if you don't like how you've been treated at your record company, you can pull all your money together. Y'all can start your own record company and find somebody that can run it, and y'all can have your own shit. Why don't y'all do that? Then everybody gets quiet again. It is stuff like this that pisses me off when it comes to because a good example of that is when I always talk about Mexicans. It don't matter where you're from in Mexico. If you come here together, you're pretty much going to live together, stay together, and you're pretty much going to support each other so you can get what you want. Like a good example of a Mexican group of people I've met is, if you ever met a Mexican group of people, basically they all live together. Now they'll buy one car and they'll drive around in that car together, and they'll basically work and they'll stay in the same apartment, and then they'll buy another car. They save enough money together to buy another car. Then that other person gets a car. So now 2 of them got a car, and they can ride everybody around. They have more flexibility to basically drive each other around. So they basically do that until they get a 3rd car. And however many, let's just say there's 5 people in their party. Now they're on their 3rd car. So now they're driving around. They got more flexibility. Now they can do stuff, and now they can go do extra jobs and shit like that.
It's like,
and then they buy enough. Then they get enough money. Then they buy the 4th person in the car, and they go around and they do the same thing over again until they work up enough money for the 5th person in their party to get a car. And then they definitely have flexibility, and they all still bring the money back to the house.
I get upset.
They pay the bills together. Wait. They pay the bills together, and then they send money back home to their family. You see what I'm saying? So Mexicans are willing to work together to actually do it, to fulfill a goal, no matter how much they got to do it, no matter how much they got to scrimp and save. They're willing to actually do something for the better good of their people. Why can't black people do this?
Well,
And the sad part
like
about that, Mexicans, and the sad part about that, you can't say, well, Mexicans get, no, they don't get free shit. That's only for Cubans. Cubans get free shit. Let's just keep it 100. Now, Mexicans come across the border, they come across the border with nothing. They basically work for pre-minimum wage. Most of the times is what they do. Then eventually they get citizenship. Then they work all over the table basically and pay into taxes. This is typically how this shit works. And the sad part about that is they save up enough money to basically buy a car, then they buy another car, and they buy another car, and they buy another car, and they basically go on about their merry way, and they all go their separate directions, and they all work at jobs, and they get more money, and they bring it into the household, pay all the bills, then they send the rest back home to mom, the family, for all intents and purposes, so they can make sure their family's good. Why can't black people do this?
Simps.
Like, think about that. Why can't black people do this? Black people can live together. Well, the sad part about that, the only problem with black people is when they live together for a long period of time, they tend to rub each other the wrong way, and they can't really look past subtle differences to basically get on and actually make shit work. So this is why you always see black people falling out or beefing or, you know,
yeah,
always trying to kill each other or, you know, shit like that. It's like they work together. They work together for a certain extent. It's like they don't learn perfect social skills or something like that. It's like they don't learn to get along with each other or trust each other. Because one of the main things I've noticed about the black community is they don't trust each other. Like a good example of that is if I go to the black community and say something to the extent of this, and that, and your government's screwing you over, they're not going to listen. If a white person comes to the community and does it, everybody's going to listen. You see what I'm saying? That's simply how that works. So black people don't even trust themselves, first off. If somebody comes with some good knowledge, they're not going to listen to it because he's black. If a white person comes to the community with some good knowledge, they're going to go with the white person for all intents and purposes. So now the white person is vested in your community, and if he leaves your community, now you're all screwed again. Whereas the black person came, he's actually invested in your community, he's from your community, and but you're not listening to him, and now you're putting them down, and now your community is decimated again because he could have helped you, but you didn't listen to him nor did you trust him, and now you're screwed again. This is simply how this shit works. This is why we always get black women when they see you. Oh, Tico, you should come back and help your community. I do. No, you should come back and help the community because they need people like you. Like, you do know I'm Afro-Latino, right? I'm Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino, right? Like, I do help my community. I send money back home. I build schools, and I do other shit like that. So I help my community. Well, no, you need to, like, let that go and help our community. I don't even know your community. I didn't even grow up in your community to help your community. Like, think about that. Like, why am I going to help your community? Why am I going to help your community when you can't find somebody else that's a leader in your community to help your own community? Like, I'm not willing to.
Lame, what?
Yeah, like I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to invest money in a community that's not willing to actually build itself or make itself a better thing. Because that'd be like dropping money into like a money pit. That'd be like, matter of fact, dropping money into the black community and black people not change themselves would be like dating a woman who's there that's a gold digger for all intents and purposes. I want this purse. I want this car. You need to drive this. You need to drive that. We need a bigger house. That's basically that.
People from the third world countries, they come here too, and sometimes they fall off the wagon to simpery, into materialism, and like they're taking money that they could be putting into helping their family get a better setup, and they're wasting it, and they're spending it over here in Disney Princess Land, literally. And it's just upsetting, dude. It's fucked up. See people fall out.
The sad part about that, like, people get so caught up in materialistic things. Because the sad part about that is, like, even though like people do say stuff that's wrong, sometimes it's actually true. Like a good example, somebody said, I remember when one of the governors said basically, if black people stop spending money on iPhones and Jordans, they wouldn't be in some of these messes. So and the sad part about that is, like, the sad part about
I'm getting. My genetic sex drive is like preventing me from getting women, so I got to do no fap and like.
The sad part about that is like that's not even your problem for all intents and purposes. The problem is people don't like to improve themselves, and people want other people to do for them. And this is the sad part about the black community. They've gotten comfortable to the point where like they always had their hand out. And the sad part about that is nobody's willing to stand up and go, we should do this together. And the sad part about that, if somebody did, they would basically call them a lame or laugh at them or laugh them out of the community. He'd basically be the laughing stock of the community for all intents and purposes. And this is typically how the black community works. It's 100% true. I worked in a black community. I lived in a black community. This is exactly how this shit works. Like a good example, a black guy going to school in a black community gets picked on, laughed at, calls a nerd, called a lame, called all this shit. A black woman going to school in the black community, you go, girl. You're independent and strong and this, that, and the other, and queen, and she gets all the praise in the world. Black dude going to college, he gets treated like shit. Like, let's just keep it 100. Like, no, you can't have one path for one group of people and another path for another group of people. You got to keep the energy the same.
I had a friend who's like, his voice just sounded like butter, dude. He was one of the best singers I've ever known. And he just got absolutely doo-dooed on when he was in school, and like it sucks because like he had a lot of reservations. I remember talking to him, and then you look over right horizontally, and it's just like every single black woman.
What's up, McTownell?
In his same, who was in
and
his
hi,
same,
Lana.
like,
I just noticed they were there, Lana. Hi, Lana.
They had a bomb ass experience, and I feel bad for people because they don't want to. I mean, it's not. They don't want to let go of that and then just join a foreign community or a traditional community, or they want to feel a part of something. They just go join it. I'll find it online, and like I said, it's very hard to do unless you have simpery and like materialism and all this stuff pulling you in the wrong direction, and you have nobody to like snap you out of it. Like, dude, wake up. Mm-hmm.
And the sad part about that's basically how it works. And it's sad that it works that way because at the end of the day, if you're not willing to help yourselves, you can't expect people to help you. And this is the argument I always bring with the black community where they always complain about, well, the police officers are shooting us. Not at the same rate you're shooting yourselves. Well, that's different, Tico. No, it's the same damn thing. Yeah, it is different. You're shooting yourselves at a higher rate than cops are actually shooting black people. Yes, that's different. That's different a lot because in all technicality, you can't sit up here and complain about one black guy in your neighborhood when in fact y'all just got done shooting 5 of them in one weekend. Like, think about that shit. One black guy died in your neighborhood in probably 1 or 2 weeks. One black guy probably dies every month or every 2 weeks. One black person dies in your neighborhood, and you can kill 5 people in your own neighborhood in a matter of a weekend. And you mean to tell me that the cops are the problem? No, nigga, y'all the problem. The cops are a problem, but to me, if you're going to do the math properly, 5 versus 2, y'all niggas the problem. Because at the end of the day, this is what people fail to realize when it comes down to it. One like if you want to do like things that are statistic and shit like that, statistically, one black person is equal to 4 to 5 white people. When it comes to statistics, when you break down statistics, one black person is equal to 4 to 5 white people. I think it's like 5.3 something. Basically, when I did the math last time. But yeah, typically that's how that works. For every one black person that dies, 5.3 white people would have to die for it to be equal to the number of black people that died. Sad part about that is if y'all killing each other at the same rate, like a good example of that is, like I always say, if white people are killing at 3,504 a year and black people are killing at like 3,305, that's more black people that technically died comparative to white people died because one black person statistically is equal to 5.5 or 5.3% white people for all intents and purposes. So like you're killing black people at a higher rate if you're killing at the equal rate of white people. That's simply how that works. In all technicality, if you're the minority, you shouldn't be killing at an equal rate to white people or a higher rate to white people. It's typically how that works. Because if you're a minority, that means your standard of living is really going down, and there's not going to be enough black people to remotely do anything or help you in your own community. It's typically how that works. And why is I'm quiet? But yeah, that's typically how that stuff works. And people don't seem to get that. Like, you can't sit up here and tell me, well, the white deaths is this much. No, the black deaths is this much.
Sorry. I'm just visualizing like the Animal Channel, and it's like when I would watch it, the lion always attacks the gazelle, and then the girl watching it, she's like, "Oh my god, like why?" Like you're romanticizing natural selection. Like you're literally taking it and you're turning it into something that people should feel bad about. When it's like your predator prey dynamic is right there. You gotta change your environment or you get eaten. That's just literally
literally.
That's literally
That's pretty much how it works. But the sad part about that, when it comes to black people, I always say this joking thing when it comes to black people. If I had to put together a killing force of people, they told me I can only have 100 people, and I had to pick the best killing force in the whole entire United States, I would get 100 black people. Why? Because they kill at a more efficient rate than white people. Statistically, they kill themselves at a more efficient rate than white people do. You see what I'm saying? Now, the sad part about that is if you can kill, if you're only 12% of the population, 12.9% of the population, and you can kill damn near at the same rate as white people kill each other, you're an efficient killing force. So I'm gonna need you on my team. And I always joke about shit like that. And people look at me like, well, that's wrong, Tika. Well, no, I'm being honest. If you can kill that, if white, like I always say, if white people are killing white people at the rate of 3,500 something people a year, and black people are killing black people at the same rate of 3,300 something a year, because usually when you look at the numbers, they're always like anywhere between 200 to 300 numbers apart. If black people are killing people at that same rate, they're more efficient at killing people than white people. Like, think about that. Now, if white people are killing people, like if white people are killing people at the rate of 15,000 or 25,000 or something along the lines of that, that would be comparable to like 3,400 and something, 3,400 and something black people dying every year. If white people were carrying out that rate, then that would be equal or equivalent to black people dying. Because, like I said, one black person is equal.
There's a double meaning there.
Yeah, like one black person. I know, but one black person's death is equal to, in the United States, based on your statistics and based on your sample size, one black person is equal to about, I think I worked the math out to about 4 to 5 white people. If not, it's probably like 6 white people.
Yeah.
Is equal to one black person's death. So 6 white people would have to die at the rate of one black person for y'all crimes to be equal. So for every one white person or one black person that died, 6 white people would die for remotely to be equal.
Well,
that's typically how that works.
That puts it in perspective then when you say like white people outlie in terms of like serial killers, when black people represent more individual killings, per capita.
Yeah,
like maybe not. Yeah, like it's more like if that amount of white people also die, or sorry, not die, but kill people, or wait, did you say die? Mm-hmm. It's like 200 numbers off. I mean, it'd be like they probably die.
Yeah, like that's how many deaths. That's how many deaths they actually. Yeah, that's how many deaths between each of the communities basically. It's usually like anywhere between 200 to 300. 300. It's usually like 200 to 300 off. Like the other person, for all intents and purposes, usually is how it works. I seen one time when it was like damn near 100 there's a 100 death difference for all intents and purposes between the black community and the white community. But the sad part about that is, like black people, white people kill at this much. Okay, they only have 200 more than you. But if you look at the whole entire overall statistics, they're about 60 to 70% of the population. So for them to even remotely be dying at the rate of you, they would literally have to be dying at the rate of 4 and 5 people a clip. You see what I'm saying? Whereas one of you are equal to 4 or 5. I mean, I'm gonna say, matter of fact, I'm gonna just go with 4 to 6. I mean, they would have to be. I would say 6 because it'll make it easy for me. They would have to be dying at the rate of 6 people a clip. So for every one black person, 6 white people have to die.
Well,
for
I mean,
and comparable
it's like,
statistically to black people dying. And the sad part about that's not happening.
Disarm.
That's not happening. So therefore, obviously, you're fucking up as a community if you can kill at the same rate as the majority. You're the minority, and you're killing at the same rate as the majority.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
It's no wonder. Yeah, it's no wonder they're trying to disarm like white people or like Trump supporters, like conservative people, and they're trying to.
Well, no, and that's not even a part of this. That's not even a part of this argument. The argument is black people always use, well, white people kill like they got like 3,000 and this much. We only got this much. Statistically, you're out killing yourselves over white people. For you to remotely bring that argument to me and make it a thing, white people will literally have to be killing themselves at 6 white people for every 1 black person. That's the only way that'll ever be equal. So for every time one black person dies in a neighborhood, 6 white people would have to die in that other neighborhood for remotely be equal. And I'm not saying do this, but I'm saying statistically, this is how they come up with the statistics basically for this shit.
So they fudge
this is how you get.
Yeah,
this is how you.
This
is how you get the statistics for black people deaths, black people crimes, and white people crimes. Just because there's more of them, and just because they have 200 more than you, that don't make it equal. That basically makes you worse than them. That's pretty much how that works. If you can kill this many people, almost at the same rate as white people, you're dying at a higher rate than white people at the end of the day because they're 60 to 70% of the population. That's typically how this shit works. Like, that's how this stuff works. Whether you like it or not, this is how this shit works. So for you to be able to, as a black person, to be able to remotely argue that white people are killing at the same rate as you, they would literally have to be killing 6 people every single time for one white person. I mean, six white people for every single time for one black person. This is how this works. You can't argue that white people are doing it too, when in fact, no, they're killing at a lower rate than you because their population to death ratio is way lower than you. Your population to death ratio is way higher. Like I did that one podcast about black people, how many black people are actually in the United States. There's about right now sitting, according to last year's census, there's 48 million black people in the United States, give or take. Well, there's more than that. I'll say, I think I bumped it up to 49 million, just to make it easy, a rough estimate. There's 49 million black people in the United States right now. There were about over I think 170 something million white people in the United States. You're not equal. You're not equal in the least bit. You see what I'm saying? You're not equal in the least bit. So you can't say that white people are doing it too when they have more the population versus you're 4 million. And the sad part about that is Latinos actually there's more Latinos in the United States than there are black people in the United States. Let that shit sink in. You used to be the first minority. Now you're the second minority now.
I mean, it's the classic. I mean, it's the classic argument, and you can't really say that you're using an old playbook. You know, it's like saying oh, back in the day, white people killed more black people than black people killed black people. It's like, that's not fair.
No, the sad part about that though is I can always counter that with the KKK killed a grand total of what I think the grand total was 6,000 black people that they can account for.
Yeah.
1 year, black people. 1 year in Chicago, 1 month in Chicago, that many black people died. The same amount of black people died that they accounted for the KKK killing in every single month in Chicago and Baltimore. So what you can't sit up here and tell me is that they're more evil than you when you're killing yourself at a higher rate than them in that year. Like Baltimore was kicking ass and killing black people, and black Baltimoreans were kicking ass and killing black people. You have black Chicagoans kicking ass and killing black people, and you basically did that. They did that in a matter of the time that they were at their height. You did this in a matter of a month. Let that shit sink in. They did this in the time of their height. You did this in a matter of a month. So you can't sit up here and tell me that, well, then what? Oh, well, maybe. Well, no, there ain't no maybe nothing. You killed people in 1 month, that the same amount of people in 1 month than KKK killed in their whole entire span at their height of their careers. There's no equivalent exchange to that for all intents and purposes. Yeah. You can't really argue that away.
I'm just throwing shit at the wall at this point. Like, we've been going so long. I'm just trying to stay. I'm just trying to stay on point. I'm with this thing. You gotta think on the plantation, dude, the blacks outnumber the whites.
The blacks outnumber the whites on a plantation. Yes, this is typically why they did the whole entire on a plantation. Yeah, because the sad part about that, how it worked out was this is why the whole entire rush to stop Great Britain from sending slaves to America happened. It wasn't trying to stop slavery. They were basically trying to not be outnumbered by niggas, basically, because at a certain point, niggas actually outnumbered white people. And they said whoa. And this is typically one of the many things that actually sparked off the Revolutionary War between Great Britain and America. This is one of the many things in a powder keg that sparked this whole entire thing off. It was the fact that there was too many niggas here and not enough white people here. We got to do something about this. or stop the niggas from coming, basically. So basically they said, well, we don't want no more
Well, they imported
because
more
this
Irish,
and this is
imported more
happening.
Chinese, imported more. Yeah, they imported more.
Well, no,
more
the sad part
people
about that,
versus
it wasn't even that
Filipinos.
though, because they weren't shipping in Chinese at that rate anymore. That they were shipping in blacks anymore. They were shipping in more blacks and stuff like that. And there was enough Chinese on a boat to compensate for offsetting the black population. Because the sad part about that is there was a shit ton of Chinese people here, but they didn't outnumber the white people though. Whereas the black people, because they were big and strong, and you breeded them that way, they tend to be more. I mean, you're going to look at a Chinese guy and go, okay, I think I could take him. You're going to look at a big ass, strong, Shaq looking nigga and be like, yeah, I'm going to need like 2 guns and probably like an axe to get this nigga down to size. You see what I'm saying? There's a big difference between looking at a big ass Shaq nigga and looking at
resources at all. At a whole,
there's
that,
a big
like, look, that seemed.
Yeah, and the sad part about that, and another way to actually preference that, black slaves cost more than any other type of slave. Black slaves cost way more. To buy a black slave, you had to have more money than you would have had to buy a Chinese slave, an Irish slave, So you literally had to put up money for a black slave because they did the work of 3 men, 4 or 5 men, depending on how big the motherfucker is. If he's the size of Shaq, he probably did the work of 10 men. It's typically how it worked. But, it's one of those things where, like, you got to take that into consideration. This is why niggas cost more money, because they do more work in the least amount of time, and you don't have to take care of them like the Chinese. The Chinese were a bit more expensive to house and take care of than the blacks were.
Well,
You can pretty much throw scraps. You can pretty much cut up a whole entire pig and throw the rest of the pig at a black person and don't make a meal out of it. Chitlins, hog maw, oxtail, shit like that. Basically, you can pretty much throw scraps at black people and make something of it. You pretty much do that, and basically, they basically make scraps into food. This is typically what the original black foods were for all intents and purposes. What the pork rinds, originally they were done differently. Now they're done like pork rinds in a store now. So like all this shit was cheap, will let you know how cheap it was to keep a slave, but it cost you a hell of a lot of money to purchase the motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
if you look at the layouts of some of, like, because it's funny because how I guess how you could see it progressing. Like if you look at some of the workhouses, how they set the guys' rooms up, you can tell like they were kind of self-sufficient. Like it literally had like it was so small, the rooms that like they got put in, and now you look at housing now, and it's like kind of like spacious for no goddamn reason.
Well, no, because at the end of the day, if you look at a good example, the good way to look at it, you talk about the housing, the workhouses. It's the same thing with the ghettos. It's the same thing with the ghettos. They're very small, they're very cramped, they're very close together. The walls are paper thin. It's the same fucking thing.
Exactly.
Only thing different is now it's government subsidized. You got to pay into this a little bit.
Yeah, unless you get Section 8 housing.
Yeah, that's what you still got to pay into the Section 8 housing no matter what. You got to pay whatever you make into it. You got to pay a certain percentage of what you make to be into it for all intents and purposes. And that's pretty much how it works. It'll either be Section 8 or HUD. You got to pay a certain amount of which your income into it. And it's just stuff like this that just blows my mind because like there's not stuff like this in third world countries where you can actually get this stuff and be like, there's no shit like this in third world countries where you can get. I mean, there's some, but usually it don't last that long. It's one of those things where like we're just trying to help you to get to your next point. This is not going to be a lifelong thing. You can't make a career out of this, and that's typically how a lot of the third world countries run it. If they do have it, it's not going to be one of them things where your daughter's on in, your daughter's on in, your daughter's on in. It's not going to be a generational thing. You can't make a career out of this stuff. It's basically one of the things, right? We're going to help you for a short period of time. Get the fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying? All the third world countries actually have this in place, which is not very many. That's pretty much how it works. A little bit of money, go. Like there's a lot of third world countries that don't even have like a good example of that, unemployment. There's a lot of third world countries that don't even have unemployment. So if you lose your job, you lose your job.
Yeah, it was scary. Dude. What you guys were doing, dude, I can picture so many times in this live stream where Blackout Radio would just be able to rebut anything I say. That dude is like freaking like on a whole nother level. What you guys were talking about with the future and everything, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I hope we're still alive. It's weird.
I hope we're still alive. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just like those were some serious podcasts.
Yeah, like you basically got to bring your A game for those podcasts, and the sad part about that is
you
one of
do.
those things where you got to be mentally prepared for those type of podcasts. You just can't come
For
in
Black Hole
cold.
Radio? Oh, I can't. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm
that's like you
I was
know
out of
this
touch.
is typically what I was talking about when I said I wanted Double I to be in that stream too, but he apparently didn't want to be in that stream because differences. But it's one of those things where it's like he would actually been good in that stream. He would have shined in that stream, but he didn't show up for that stream. Because I said now I'm trying to actually make my channel where everybody fits in. So one of those things where I want everybody to actually fit perfectly in a certain niche that they're actually good at, and that's all I want to do with my channel. And the sad part about that, people are, well, I don't want to work with this person. Like, nigga, chill. And it's just stuff like that. Like, people just piss me off when they do that because the sad part about that, like, he would have been it's like he'd have been, yeah, he definitely wasn't being a diva, but he definitely was being a diva that day. But like, sad part about that, he'd have been a nice third wheel to that conversation. Like, I want people in certain niches that they actually fit into. Like, a good example of that is the next Emotionless, the Emotionless 2 is basically going to have MGTOW and the Wind in it. So MGTOW and the Wind is actually going to be my counterbalance in Motionless 2. So he's going to be in that one because that's something that he's good at for all intents and purposes. You're pretty much Baron and Sadist or anything else. And the sad part about that, you two would actually be in the table flips or the True Sherm, the Relentless, or the Savages for all intents and purposes because y'all fit in there because I know how to have fun and stuff like that. Whereas I can't really ask Black Pill Radio to do it because that's not his cup of tea. You see what I'm saying? So I'm basically trying to get everybody where they actually fit at.
Jumped out. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's like I could however much Black Pill Radio does his, I could tell. I feel like it could take a lot out of you doing those.
Yeah.
So
the sad part about that, the sad part about that,
week or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the sad part about that, me and Black Pill Ready to do that for like
or
hours
daily.
on end. We can literally do
exactly.
that. We can literally like run a podcast for about, because we actually did one on MGTOW Knowledge's channel. We were on there for like 10 hours. Just spitting knowledge and shit like that.
I need to work up to that prescription.
Yeah, we were literally
can even work up to.
Yeah, like we were literally on there for 10 hours just spitting knowledge. And like,
just
MGTOW's knowledge went to work and shit. MGTOW knowledge and went to work and shit. Then came home and went to sleep and shit like that. What's his name? Sifu went to bed on us and shit like that. And we just kept going. There was like 3 people on the stream just listening to us, just straight listening to us, just go on and talk, bounce ideas off each other. And we literally did it for like 10 hours. Well, I only was there for about the last, I would say, I think I was only there for like the last, 6, I would say 8 to 7, I would say 6 to 8 hours.
That's right,
I was there.
I'm not a donor if you steal it from me. There's no honor.
There's no. Well, the sad part about it, if it's a woman, you're automatically a donor. You donated, even though she raped you. Because it's not rape. It's not rape if you did it willingly, quote unquote.
It wasn't rape. It was a donation.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That's such a terrible double standard.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy. Pay a lot for money. Oh wait, pay a lot of money for sperm banks and fertility clinics in Americasville.
You want the sad part?
Americasville had a comment right at the one where he says the governments will raise your kids cradle to grave. Communism and fascism.
Yeah, literally, that's basically what it is. Communism and fascism. Yeah, and the sad part about that is like
it's like
people
for
don't see me.
I'm worried people like people like me, my age, will be like they'll feel like they have nothing until they feel like they have everything. And at that point, they'll be willing to do anything.
I think you were actually, the sad part about that same 8-hour stream, I think you were actually in that 8-hour stream at one point. Yeah, 8 hours, yeah. The sad part about that, your ass was in that stream too. So you can't say you watched it when in fact you were in it for about like an hour and a half of it or something along the lines of that, because I remember that conversation exactly when it actually took place. Because you were actually in that stream. And I think that was probably the longest. I think it ended up being like 7 hours, 53 minutes. 7 hours, 53 minutes, or 54 minutes, basically. It was 7 hours, 54 minutes.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so like that was like the longest stream I ever done. We just kept going. And we had topics just flowing. We actually literally had topics and we just kept going in that stream. Unfortunately, it was just too damn long. It's like, yeah, I'm not sitting all the way through that shit again. I'm not sitting through that shit again.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I feel like with certain like data, or anything, you kind of have to. You can't just be sitting around gathering it the whole entire time because it's like the taboo nature of it.
Yeah.
It's like some stuff looks bad the longer you're seeing, watching it, and it's just
He said, "Nigga, don't sleep."
it is
I
what it
sleep.
is.
I sleep, Americans. I sleep for a very short time, but I sleep. Damn it! I power down for about 2.5 hours every night. Since you called me a cyborg, I power down for 2.5 hours every night.
Yeah, okay, Tico, you and So should have a show. I feel like it'd be very poetic. Like I might
I
write some
think,
haikus in the chat.
yeah, like I think me and Sos would actually do a pretty good show. I mean, if
It
he
would
wants to
be
be on, he
very
could be on. That would be a very interesting show too.
like
If you ever,
impressionist. It'd be
well,
like
you
an
also get.
impressionist live stream.
But the sad part about that, you also got to take consideration too. Sos actually has his own business now, so you got to actually fit Sos's schedule.
Oh shit,
So
player. Oh shit.
my black
Yeah.
ass actually got to fit. Like, so Sos, what you got going on over here?
Schedule.
Well, I'm gonna need
Same
you.
thing,
Sos would be like,
yeah,
well, I'm gonna need you to talk to my assistant because I think I'm busy the rest of this week. I'm like, oh, well, damn, nigga, well, damn. I guess I'll talk to your assistant Allison over here then. Miss Allison, what does Sos got?
Sorry, guys. I'm beta attention boxing this stream by wasting your guys' time. I should just be an entrepreneur so that like Tico can fit me in this schedule.
I know, right? You
That's
want to know the funny thing?
And you guys like, come on, I gotta make some money.
Like the funny thing about Baron Yam, if you ever meet him, if you ever meet this nigga and actually call this nigga got this voice call system where he actually acts like he actually got an assistant answering the fucking phone for his ass. I'm sitting there laughing like, this nigga think he important and shit over here. He literally got a woman on his answer machine saying, "Yes, the offices of Baron Yam is not available. Will you please leave a message and Baron Yam will get back to you as soon as possible?" I'm like, what the fuck?
I need the music. I need the elevator music to come on and like.
You call this nigga. He got like a receptionist or an answer machine woman basically saying the office of Baron Yam is not available in his office. If you will please leave a message, he will get back to you as soon as he possibly can. Like, nigga, he act like he had a law office and shit like this.
It says I'm currently in a meeting. Like,
yeah, you're currently in a meeting. Yeah, I'm like, nigga, it's 3 in the morning. Your ass ain't in no meeting. Your ass is on PlayStation right now. I see your IP address pop up. I mean your ID popped up on my damn PlayStation. Don't go there.
Exactly. Like,
I'm in a meeting.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like I'm exactly. I
remember the one time I called him. And we was on a 4-way call. We were trying to get him on a 4-way call. We were all trying to talk to him.
Oh,
this shit popped up. I'm like, this nigga.
Oh, that's funny.
I think he's special over here talk about Baron Yam is in a meeting and shit like that. Who the fuck is you? Like did he still did he borrow Karen? Did he borrow Karen from True Sherm that week or something?
I did. I contracted her out, and I told it was a while ago. I made that one a long time ago. That one is as old as I've ever had a phone, pretty much. So that's pretty much where that comes from. Yeah. I don't want this to turn into an 8-hour stream. So
it's not gonna turn into an 8-hour stream. I got shit I need to do in 2 hours. 2 hours later, I got shit to do. Really? Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Well, no, you're fine. All I gotta do is basically get on. Well, no, all I gotta do is get on the plane at like 5 something in the morning. So you're fine.
I know. I'm all packed up. I was like, dang, going somewhere again? Oh.
Yeah, I definitely said that. I'm all packed up now. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tico, you gotta go. You gotta go to Hawaii. You have to go.
I'm not going to Hawaii. Fuck Hawaii. It's a cesspool. It's a cesspool in Hawaii. It's a cesspool in Hawaii. I would rather go to Haiti after an earthquake than go to Hawaii.
I would just like another island would probably be more. It's what it is. It is what it is. Like I even like some of more like colder climate too, because it's like you can see some beautiful ass trees and stuff. That's it's a little bit nipply. But hell, that's what freaking. I
think my favorite cold places are Iceland and Russia. are my favorite cold places to go. Iceland and Russia.
Yeah, I like some of those northern climates. Oh, it's just so refreshing, and you like look out the mountains. Oh, it's beautiful. It really is. I would definitely want to go. Yeah, I definitely want to go like Norway or like Sweden or like.
Seeker used my line. Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Shut up! I was saying that. I was
saying that before. I was saying that way before you. You stole that from me. Indeed.
I stole it from you, I guess.
Yeah. Well, now you say basically. What's your other favorite one? Everybody said I got them saying something else. For the most part. What's the other one?
For all intents and purposes.
For all intents and purposes. Yeah. Yeah. That was the one. Now this nigga got me saying all intents and purposes. Oh shoot, y'all are crazy.
Lord Toast, man, you witnessed.
Whatever. I never bitch your lines. I always use my lines. You always pick on me about my lines. You be trying to tease me in the comment section, talk about for all intents and purposes, Tico, this, and this. I'm like, no, this nigga did not. No, this nigga did not just do that. Secret does that shit all the time. Well, technically.
Yeah. Or like, yeah.
I was like, Secret's an ass for that.
The older you are, yeah, exactly. The older you are,
yeah, Tico's like, Secret's a whole asshole for that one. Technically, Tico. Like, this motherfucker right here got jokes.
Oh yeah, I stole that from you too. I stole that from you too, dude. That's like, it's like such a smooth way of like leaving up the video, but it's like a meme. It's like wait.
Yeah, I know. People do that. People do that in my comment section all the time. They'll leave like meme shit in my comment section that I said basically, and they'll leave it in my comment section, just laugh about it. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers got jokes today. It's okay. And then I stop using those words, and they try to hop onto the next words that I'm saying. Like, screw y'all guys. I'm telling tired of y'all stealing my words and using them against me. Like, a good one is Freaky Jersey Tales. But I digress.
But I digress.
He picked on me. But I digress.
Usually, when I have sex with the cartel princess, I usually have my Kangol hat on.
We say, yeah, my Kangol on, yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part. Yeah. Freaky Jersey Tales is a nut when well, actually, there he goes again. Well, actually.
Actually. Well, no. Yeah, it's very funny. No,
yeah, he said Tico's always in a continual state of digression. Yeah, pretty much. But I digress.
Digress.
I digress. For real. I try to be.
Oh, man.
I try to be for all intents purposes. There I go again, all intents purposes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm pretty much.
He said, yeah, he'd be angry in the video. He'd be raising the video. Then 20 minutes later, he'd be calm, like nothing happened. Yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Yeah. Or the irony, like emotionless. It starts off very calm, and then it gets just like it's just like a fireball of. Yeah. It's still like wait, emotionless. I gotta wrap my head around this. Okay. What is it's hilarious, dude. I don't know how you do it. One dude literally bites. And like I know why the titles are the way they are, because I know the Cartel Princess literally makes the title.
Yeah, she comes up with the title. I basically try to stay within the lines of the title for all intents and purposes when I come up with the stuff. And every now and again, my friend Bart would actually give me cards and stuff like that, and I'll look at them and I go, okay, remembered it. Thanks.
Yeah. The sad part about that, the shit is really sad. Yeah, he's right. He's right. America's right. It's like he's just like the sad. It's so everything's just the sad part about that. The sad part about that is.
Yeah, the sad part about that
is. Yeah. And I don't. No one's ever actually like criticized you. Well, I haven't seen people criticize you. You probably got comments where it's like.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, people. Like Secret does that shit all the time. We'll come in my comment section. Like my favorite one was when I started using the Internal Sadist name more often. He goes, "Who the fuck is this Internal Sadist character? I don't like him. You need to get rid of him." Like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, I hate him too. We need to get rid of his ass.
There's some videos of mine that I feel like I'm able to actually just control my audience very well, and those ones are like hidden throughout my channel. I might have to create a playlist of the ones I really like, and then just like hide all the other ones.
Yeah.
but yeah, like there's times where I'm just like, yes, I got them in the palm of my hand, and then I do like a little like lift or something with my inflection of my voice.
What do you say?
And,
Internal sadist is very manipulative.
Very manipulative.
I am not.
It's funny how like some people will be like, I'm so manipulative. I manipulate my entire relationship, my whole relationship.
Oh yeah, there it goes. For all intents purposes, that's another one. The sad part for all intents purposes. Yeah, yeah. Originals were basically for the sad part, and for all intents purposes were the original ones. Yeah.
No, there was if you know what I mean, you got rid of.
Yeah, if you know what I mean, yeah.
Like, as you were.
If you know what I mean, that was actually another one. That was actually another one too that I used.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
But basically that one, it was basically, and it was True Story. Everybody used to say True Story, or True Story was another one that, oh well, yeah, True Story, Tico, True Story. Like, okay, now you're cutting up.
I just like Sigma. Sigma's like, he's like that movie there, that one were good. I'm just like, there's that dialect. I'm like, that dialect is probably the sick. Or hey, Migtos, this is Vention. It's another Canadian one. Right? Wait, Vention's Canadian, right?
Yeah, no. Is Vention Canadian? Yeah, I don't think Vention's Canadian. I think he's from the South. Or from the Midwest or something like that. Or I think he might be from one of I think he might be one I think he might be from one of the northern states that borders that, like a Wisconsin or a Minnesota.
Oh man. Oh, a dear guy. You know a dear guy.
Oh yeah, let that sink in. Let that sink in as original one too. Let that sink in.
Let that sink in.
Let it swirl around in your head like a fine glass. Actually, let that swirl around in your head like a fine glass of wine was actually a later one. I actually added that to that later. Or my favorite one is fuck you, fuck your face, and fuck your day.
Well, okay, so it's funny because like whenever I do, so when I'm in public, obviously it's a disaster. But sometimes when people, not like a, because I'm kind of still the same way Tico is. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not. I sometimes I say stuff that I feel like Tico would agree with, and people look at me and they're like, well, you're not a representation of that, so why should I believe what? And I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I'm definitely not like that. And I'm like, and it's kind of like weird because I'm like, you should love me for me, and it's like, no, it's like, why should they love you for you? And it's like that's the sad part about that is that's how. That's how. Like,
he said when he say that. He said when I say this. Let that swirl around in my head. He'd be like shit be swirling around in my head. Shit be swirling around in my head. Like the fuck?
I guess like I like impersonating people because it just, to me, it's the best way of like respecting them as a person. Like that's basically why I do it. There's nothing really deeper to it. That's just basically how I do it. But in me in public, it's funny because I try not to laugh or smile at all. Like I try not to let people see me like laugh or smile at all.
That's just me. That's just me all the damn time. I don't laugh or smile too much at all. Like unless I'm hanging with a MGTOW. Like if I'm hanging with MGTOW in the wind, I'm laughing or smiling.
When I'm watching,
if I'm not hanging with MGTOW in the wind, then I'm not laughing or smiling. Like if I'm hanging with a MGTOW brother, I'm laughing and smiling. If I'm online, I'm laughing and smiling. If I'm in public, I'm not laughing and smiling.
Yeah, and like for me, I just like, yeah, I really need to like stop worrying about that because to me it's like.
This is facts. There it goes. Facts. Lord Sos is a nut. He's still going on with that.
Yeah, I realize like I shouldn't, as a young guy, as a young yam, I shouldn't really be giving relationship advice out to people.
Definitely don't do that on my channel because I'll be mad at you if you do that unless you're actually in one. Like, don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Or what's my new favorite one that everybody loves now? She belonged to the streets.
The streets. That one's so good. Wait, did
She
you
belonged
say
to the
women? If
streets.
women don't build, did you say women don't build? They move in. Be honest. They just move in. Be honest.
No, I never actually said that.
Because somebody used that for me, and he's like a simp, but he learned it somewhere. I don't know where he learned it.
I've
He's like,
never
where are you
once
going
used
around?
that shit.
Are you listening to Tico?
Like he ain't learned that shit from me because I never once said that shit. But the fact of the matter is
You
they
better
do.
watch out.
They technically do. They don't build. They move in technically because they don't build with you. They move into the shit that's already built. Because they're not. There's some women that are willing to build with you, but there's most women that just basically build. They basically want to move in after you get done building your shit for all intents and purposes. They don't want to have to do the work.
Exactly.
So there are women that do that, but I've never once said that shit in any stream, in any video that I've ever done, in all
corny. That sounds corny.
in all the over. Because I've done over what, like, between my channel that went down and this channel, I've done over what, like, almost 2,000 videos between these two channels. I've never once said that shit. Even on my peripheral channels, like Tico Trend Race Relations.
Today, I literally used the same day that I used it. I was
even a Tico
like,
Trend race relation and a Tico.
Attention
is
like blood to attention for women is like blood for vampires.
To a vampire, yeah. Yeah, attention from women is like blood to a vampire, yeah. That's pretty much all it really is. Now that one I did
I was
say.
like, remember that.
But like,
I was like, remember that.
Yeah, for real. Like, attention to a woman is like blood to a vampire, literally. Matter of fact, that was in that one stream where I talked about the whole entire, where I compared today's parenting to sea turtles. That was actually in that stream too.
That one I don't get. I forget because it's like they lay their things on the beach and then they go from the beach to the water. It's like you're saying, like the kids are like super vulnerable.
Yeah, basically, let me really explain it to you. Basically, what happens is women pretty much parent like sea turtles anymore, is what I said basically. So they come onto the beach, they lay their eggs, then they go back to the water, and the children have to basically make it back to the water. Now, what people fail to realize is what I was saying is when I was connecting the dots, all the eggs that don't make it to hatch, those are abortions and miscarriages. So all the eggs that get broken, destroyed before they even get to hatch, they're all abortions or miscarriages. Okay, cool. Then you got the rest of the ones where, like, the egg hatches, but they don't make it back to the sea. Those are runaways. Those are drug addicts. Those are children with psychological issues. Those are children that are jail-bound. So all those children are pretty much taken out. Okay, cool. Then the eggs that do hatch, where they actually make it back to the sea, the water, those are usually the more productive people in society. You see what I'm saying? Every now and again, you might have one or two welfare queens in that bunch, but usually most of them are productive people of society. Yeah. You might have like one or two welfare queens in that bunch.
It makes it look like society doesn't have society's more like cosmopolitan. It's not.
Yeah, it's basically
everybody.
Women raise children on auto.
The whole ocean.
Yeah, literally. Everybody is a sea turtle. At the end of the day, everybody is. If you're raised by a single mother, if you're raised in a house with a overbearing mother, if you're raised with absentee parents,
yeah. I get what you're saying.
That's pretty much. That's pretty much how you're raised. You're basically raised like a sea turtle for all intents and purposes. Because, like I said, they'll either plop you down in front of a TV, they'll shove a sucker in your mouth so you can shut the fuck up, or they'll put an iPad or a computer or sugar or anything in front of you basically to make you shut up so they won't have to deal with you right then and there. That's typically how that works. So that's sea turtle parenting 101. Yeah. He goes to sea turtle. Screw you, Americans. He goes to sea turtle.
Well, yeah, that whole sugar and like video gaming and stuff. That's just basically
that's why
water.
It's basically
it's like that current that takes you. That's like taking all the sea turtles and finding. And then if you get shoved out of there, that you're basically in the real ocean with the real sharks and the real killers and shit.
Yeah. And typically, all the ones that don't make it out to sea are basically being snapped up. Like I said, all the ones that don't make it, they're pretty much the runaways, they're the drug addicts, they're the runaways, they're pretty much all the predators pretty much snap them up. Drug addicts, runaways, jail-bound, what's it called? Emotionally destroyed. the list goes on. All those statistics out I showed in that one video, what happens to kids from single mothers, statistically, basically all those statistics are all those ones where all the children that don't really make it, all the sea turtles that don't make it back to the sea properly. Then the sad part about that, then this is another good analogy. All the ones where we'll see, people trying to save the turtles, they'll pick them up and run them back to the water. Those are pretty much welfare queens. They're all welfare queens. Yeah. That's typically where the welfare queens come into play. When you got somebody trying to be a goody two-shoe and help nature, those are all those sea turtles are welfare queens because they're going to expect to be helped all the time.
An amphibious abomination is what it's called.
Because the sad part about that, they don't learn how to do that themselves. And then when they get into the water, they pretty much get eaten by a shark, or they pretty much don't know what to do for themselves. It's basically like what they say about animals.
Like I said, what America's they literally like they found out all this shit about the mind, whatever, and then they use it to like create these drugs. They're like pouring all of these resources into a hole that they think is like 10 feet deep when it's really like 2 feet deep, and it's like overflowing out into it literally is causing more mayhem and destruction and rape and torture and all this. Literally, all this like messed up stuff happening is because of like all these single mothers. And
I actually talked about that in that Cuties video that I did with Black Pill Radio about my thoughts on liberals and the destruction of stuff for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, exactly. But also you have to look at it. The way you have to look at it, I feel like, is like, because you don't have to look at it like this. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it's like in Nietzsche, in The Birth of Tragedy, he talks about like Apollo and Dionysus, and like how they like you work those spheres together, and you kind of like find something in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the way you interpret it, I feel like, is like everybody says it's either doom and gloom, or it's like it's formally structured. It's good. It's for the good. But I feel like it's like somewhere.
Because the sad part about that, I try to be in the middle, because people either sell it as doom and gloom, or they sell you like this thing that you don't think you can actually attain. Then there's me in the middle being like, look, this is how you get here. End of story. We're not having this conversation any longer than this. Bye. That's pretty much how I approach it. Like, okay, this is over. Conversation over. We don't need to make it any worse than it needs to be. And typically that's how I approach things. It's like I'm trying to get you from point A to point B the quickest. How can I do this and help you? Like some Jerry Maguire shit. Help me help you. Help me help you.
Because I'm on like whenever it says YouTube Studio, it always says like your visual performance, and I think about that too, because it's like I feel like I try to break the fourth wall when I do live streams or do videos. Like I try to, without actually saying like, "Hey, you out there," like, I actually try to just get in touch with whoever it is I'm talking to. And
because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that do live streams. There's a lot of people that just do live streams just to do live streams, and they never break that fourth wall. And it's basically like them just talking to you. Then there are people like Black Pill Radio, and then there's Black Pill Radio does it the best. Then there's a couple other people that do it just as well. Yeah, there's other people that do it pretty much almost as good as him or as good as him. Then there's me. I basically try to meet in the middle. Where it's like I talk and then I try to interact, and I talk again, then I try to interact at the same time. That's pretty much how I do it. So like I try to keep up with everything, and I try not to slow myself down.
Ever since I started hanging out on your channel, my channel has just become more and more. It started out super esoteric, and now it's very, very like aloof, and like it's like kind of fluctuates between interactive irony and then not interactive for the most part. It's all irony. My favorite time on your channel is when like you weren't even paying nobody any mind in the comment section, despite the fact that comments was popping up in the right side of your screen. I put Yammy's clam. I saw that shit.
And the sad part about that is the sad part about that is he didn't even see it when it went up in his screen. He had to actually go back and rewatch the video over again to see what I put up there. And he said, Tico, what up? What'd you say I eat clams?
What the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
Like you didn't see that when it popped up on your screen. I seen it pop on your screen. Yammy's clam.
A lot of details. Gets lost in the sauce. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about me?
Who?
get lost in the sauce. I just like.
I ain't saying nothing about getting lost in the sauce.
I'm just trying to interact.
Ain't nobody saying nothing about being lost in the sauce unless it didn't pop on my screen yet. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, it's just stuff like that just always found funny.
What? Secret got some crazy stories in the chat.
We always do. That's why I like Seeker.
Yeah.
Because he'll come to me, bro, sorry for missing this. Like, you're here now. That's all that matters.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to get...
Like, that's all that matters. You're here now.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get stabbed. I don't want to get stabbed by my neighbors, but for the most part, like, I feel like people like they
no, he didn't for the most part. This guy, for the most part.
Did I say that, dude?
Yeah, you just said that shit for the most part.
Like, send me in.
What do you say? All these, what do you say? Ticoisms. They call them Ticoisms. Ticoisms. Like, my favorite one that's a Ticoism. That's really not a Ticoism. Is all I did was actually just put it together. So I heard somebody else use it. Is no, fuck you, fuck your face, and fuck your day. I heard them say fuck your face, and I've heard them say I heard them say fuck your face once or twice. Then I turned around and heard them say fuck your day. So basically, I added fuck you, fuck your day, and fuck your face. So if I ever sell that shirt, if that shirt ever sells, I'm gonna have to give that person a portion of the proceeds for that shirt, because that's where I got it from. Literally, I got fuck your face and I got fuck your day from them.
I would teach Ticoism and Ticoology for the modern world. The one at University. I would be like, dude, this is so funny. It'd be like, for the most part, the hola pinches. Something that I find funny is this curriculum, and we're gonna get into that.
See,
basically,
Americas, you messed it up. It's an arrangement ship. It's a situationship.
Arrangement-ship, situationship, relationship. I also said that to somebody. They looked at me. They looked at me like I just like recited 18 characters of pi or something. They were like,
I know, right?
But you got
Ticoology 101. Yeah, Ticoology 101.
Oh my goodness. God, that would be a bomb class to teach. I would teach that class and be like, what you gotta do?
I call them the Tico linkers.
For the most part, we're gonna slap a university sticker on all your cars, and we're gonna around the neighborhood.
Yeah, literally, I did that.
I did that shit. It's funny. Fuck your mouth. Yeah, fuck your mouth. No, yeah. Take a hashtag untanglement. Yeah, Tico needs to buy me a van. He needs to help me. I saved enough. He's gonna pitch in on it, and we need to roll the van on this side of the country and form the van on the other side of the country, and they come together and they form Voltron.
Yeah, there we go. Fuck your mask, right? Fuck your mask.
You're back.
Fuck your mask. Entanglement. Well, it's kind of like that, but it's different. Untanglement. So I think that was Americas that came up with untanglement. Get yourself in an untanglement. That's some funny stuff right here.
Yeah.
Untanglement. Yeah.
Untangled men.
An untangled
men. Yeah. Nice advocate. He's a good dude. He's like the best commentator, the best MGTOW commentator. But then you have people who are like exclusive to channel, like Craig Furness on True Sherm's channel he's an awesome subscriber.
Yeah.
Like I even made a video for Craig once.
Craig Furness is to Craig Furness and Mr. Weber are to True Sherm's channel that Seeker, Americus, and Shinobi One are to my channel. And every now and again Sosa will jump in and Casual Bats would jump in too and say some simple shit. That makes me laugh. I'm sitting there cracking like I can't even end this stream. I'm laughing so fucking hard. Nigga, stop.
Yeah, my subscribers crack me up, dude. They like post shit. They're like, "Oh, you were driving. That's fucked up. Don't do that shit." I'm just like,
right? One time, or was it? Who said that? Was it Big Tom?
Yeah, Tuesday eggs. There was this, yeah. There's a couple of people who pointed that out.
Like, he does it while he's driving.
Yeah, he's like, and post and signal. and post and AC and shift down gear and post another video, rolling video. He's like I don't. He's like on his resume. It's like broadcast host / truck driver. He does it simultaneously, and he shouldn't be doing it simultaneously. But I do that stuff too. I do that stupid stuff too, man, because I really just care too much. Especially when Black Pill Radio is just like triggering me, because I'm just a weak yam, and I don't understand conversation. I just like I'm a leaky jar, and I just come on spill my guts onto the channel. I apologize for that. So usually when I take a dump, it's usually in the chat and not on the live stream. So I apologize for that.
We're fine.
Can you hold me accountable for being better?
Yeah, I can, but you don't do anything wrong to really do anything wrong to be held accountable, really.
Well, I basically said I don't want to. In that instance, I was like taking your guys' conclusion way off into the.
Well, no, I mean you're pretty good at catching cues, though, for all intents and purposes. So you really don't have any problems with that.
Yeah, I guess it's all a learning experience at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm looking actually forward to Jenki.
Nothing more than a learning curve is all it really is. So it's one of those things where like it happened, you learn from it. We're better people now. There's just some people that don't want to learn from it or refuse to learn from it too. So it's one of those things where you got to deal with those people or make it work for all intents and purposes with those people.
Yeah. And I'm willing to. I want to work with Jenki too. Jenki seems like he wants to do live streams. So if I ever have free time, I'll be hopping on the Jenki show.
Yeah, definitely do. Because what the Sadist and the Baron and Sadist shows are at night, so by the time you go on Jenki, it'll probably be broad daylight or middle of the day. So do it.
Yeah, if I ever have free time in my schedule,
I can't say to post no damn videos. Jenki might pop in and he ain't staying up to post no damn videos.
You know who the fuck.
Jenki like an old man. I'm gonna post this video, but I'm going to. Huh?
I gotta go. I gotta work out. Okay, I gotta post it. I'll just do it at the same time. All right, 2 minutes. Right. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Right.
It's gotta happen. Gotta make money. Gotta make stack the brand. Wait, video 3 minutes. Oh shit. Yeah. Like no. It's like the Thanos snap. Every time he's like the snaps out of existence.
Like he stops and snaps out of existence. Like the fuck just happened here? He was the Thanos.
I tried to do that.
Oh
yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot to add in the Ticoology. Depending on the hour mark, it would be like 88 minutes of like constant digressing. So it's like the whole it'd be like, and for the most part, basically, and they'd be like, oh, that's the bell. So okay, you guys gotta know, you gotta be back. I want your homework assignment on time. Read the material. And I digress.
Class dismissed. I digress.
Like class dismissed. Oh my gosh.
Or I'll usually say, I digress, class dismissed.
Everybody gets an F. Everybody just gets an F in the class. No one ever scores higher than like a D.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, they probably get no higher than like I would say everybody would probably end up scoring a C. I don't see myself handing out Fs. I don't really see myself handing out Fs or anything like that.
Oh, it's like S for simp. You get an S. See me after class. You got it. On the chalkboard. I will not simp. I will not simp.
I'm going to need you to knock off the simping classroom. There'll be no simping in my classroom, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. They're finding blue pillar pictures on.
Don't get Jada.
About to get tangled or untangled. Well, he didn't really untangle her. Will Smith didn't really untangle Jada because they're broken up, right?
I think they're together.
They're together. Okay, good. They're together. Okay, so he did untangle her. He did technically. He did untangle her. So Americus is right on with that. Untangled.
That's too funny.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like I feel like we said some like racist stuff. I'm trying to think about how racist it might sound to somebody.
We're all black.
I'm just like laughing. I'm just laughing to myself. No, because it's like entanglements. You know, you think about tangles. What do you think about hair? So it's like it's fucked up. So it's like if your hair keeps getting tangled, it's like you put some sweetener in it, or it's just it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. It's fucked up. I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm really at a loss for words.
Brush your nappy hair. What's wrong with that?
I don't want to get stabbed. We're 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I still feel like there's gonna be like a phantom knife in my back somewhere.
Whatever.
like Susan's just like yes, and FBI. There you go. Karen Yam, just wipe him away from Karen Yam. Oh,
that Karen Yam, he's a problem.
Baron Yam. Yeah, please take him off the show. And it's like now like Tucker Carlson went on vacation. Now Fox News hires Baron Yam.
Fox News hires Baron
Yam.
And
hires Baron Yam. And I'm like Susan, I am inevitable. And I like snap my fingers. All of YouTube is just gone. Like no.
He's that black half Filipino hidden MGTOW. He's that black half Filipino.
Hey, okay, so I'll just say this about because you said that, because you mentioned that, since you doxed me, so I just mentioned
what the fuck? Baron Yam is O's black?
Like the Filipino, like what Double I was saying is true. The Philippines had like some kings in it, like some empires and stuff before they got colonized. So the Philippines, they're quite feudal. Like a lot of the things they understand like a lot of stuff about like society dynamics of family primarily. Mm-hmm. It's just family. So I noticed that.
They always say that Filipinos are Chinese Mexicans.
Yeah, they're like yeah, exactly. I've heard it so many different ones. I love it. I honestly love hearing that stuff. But I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But if we ever become a hierarchy, you'll see a Filipino be a slaver in a minute. He would turn into a slaver immediately. I feel like they have a lot of deep-rooted, just despotic power. Like that's like genetics. That's genetically Filipino people. But this weird, they get typecasted as like being like Filipino men. They get typecasted as being like submissive, weak, or stuff like
Tiger Woods.
Yeah. No, Tiger Woods has like puppy dog eyes. I would hope that I don't have I hope I have hunter eyes, bro. Do I have hunter eyes, bro?
Tiger Woods has puppy dog eyes. I would hope I don't have those.
The Kobe, dude, I don't have the Tiger Woods eyes, dude. Come on.
What do you say?
When he looked in the camera, like
he has his own home MGTOW casual line.
Well, I know casual wear sweats.
Oh, goodness.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I want to be in sweats at a bar drinking Johnny Walker Blue and have on sunglasses inside the club with a leather jacket and just like
all my Filipino friends won't shut up about surfing.
Surfing. That's funny.
Secret.
Ride the wave, dude. We was kings. Yeah, I thought. Okay, so this is funny because it was like the Hebrew Israelites and like the Yahweh Shem Shahweh Shalah or whatever that they say. Like I got into that. Not into that. I don't think I could. Like it's just out of my time. I'm not. It's piss skip my generation. I don't know if you'll see. I don't know if you'll meet a 20-year-old Hebrew Israelite nowadays. I don't think it's possible. Like they're just those like the representations is always this like huge feckin' black dude with like a big ass African garb, and he's like Brutus. Recite Isaiah 4:1 for our brothers. Son, listen to this, man. It's just like listen, Isaiah 4:1. Isn't that like they're like yelling at some people on the street?
Buddy.
They're like, you a slave, and then the guy's like, I'm not a slave. Like, you got a birth certificate, don't you? So you know that in Hezekiah chapter 1:7 it says thou with a birth certificate. Like they just like they're always firing off crazy shit. I never really like believed in that personally, even though I have African American blood in me.
Yeah, I've never fell into that either. I've never once fell into that crap either.
But you know, I wonder. Wait, didn't it start in like? Did it? I maybe be totally off, but didn't it start in New York or like in the Northeast?
I can't remember if it started in the West Coast.
Cause I don't know. I feel like if anything,
It
it's hard to.
In the Northeast, but for some odd reason, I'm thinking West Coast for the fact of the Black Panther Party and the whole.
Think about it. It was like a radio. It was like a radio phenomenon. It developed as a part of like of like certain. It it was more of like offshoot radio personalities. And like not and like the snake oil salesman kind of like smooth talking. He's a smooth operator. He was always the guy that eventually like after the 90s rolled through eventually became a Hebrew Israelite or something or some crazy like some crazy off the wall extremist like organizations like oh wow dude the internet's not going to be kind to you like it's going to probably tear you apart. And I think it just lacks a lot of self-awareness, a lot of the different, and you can't even call it community or culture because it's like communities and cultures are all pretty much self-aware. Like you said, like observe any group of animals, they like make up for each other's or make up for the environment by changing the way that they behave. But it's like human beings don't. We pretty much just like they pretty much just like butt their heads together.
Lions, basically, they go on a hunt. And either during the hunt, while they're hunting, they adjust their hunting strategy so they get better to hunt, or they go regroup, then they come back and hunt again. That's simply how it works. The sad part about that, women can't do that for some odd reason. They suck at this. But female lions are good at this, but female human beings suck at this.
I find myself agreeing a lot with when you say something like that because it's like I feel like Baron and Sadist is like like I think I said this to you offline, but I think it's like I'm the white spy and you're the black spy. Like that's how I feel because I feel like this is like me getting things out that I feel sound like very very racist, but they're not racist. I'm trying to sell reality the same way I feel like Tico is, but it just you would think that person would be racist. That would. Like you think I would be racist based on what I say, and I don't think I'm racist at all. Is that bad? Does that mean I'm racist?
Well, according to the liberals, you can't be racist. So what can you do?
Yeah. I don't know. I get it, and I don't think I am. To them, but I think to normal people, I am.
The sad part about that, it's liberals' fault. The sad part about that whole entire thing is it's liberals' fault that I can get away with saying "What's up, my niggas" at work with no black people there.
It's like your fault. It's like, yo, you pretty much brought it on yourself. You're like, we want to be accepting. Okay, I'm gonna call you a nigga too. Like we should be accepting of blacks. All right, you're a nigga. He's a nigga. I'm a nigga. Everybody in here is a nigga.
Yeah, everybody's a nigga. You're a nigga. You a nigga. You a nigga. Look under your seat. You're a nigga. Everybody's niggas.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just sad because it's like, well, I kind of feel bad because it's like sometimes I know I have boundaries and stuff, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Like if you act niggerish, you gotta get treated like acting niggerish.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it could be like a family member, it could be a close friend, it doesn't matter. I was like, I'm gonna be like, yo. You're really testing me right now. You're really testing me. But I don't feel like I'm like direct. I feel like I'm very indirect.
Like sometimes you gotta be. Sure. Sometimes you got to be like
There's
me and be
only
supportive
one.
about it.
And it's like you're afraid of social interactions. You're afraid. You're afraid. I was like, I'm not afraid. I just don't want to. I don't want me to have to like tear you apart in front of everyone. Like I just don't want.
I don't want to embarrass you in front of this woman that you're trying to send for.
Exactly. Like I think it's better if I just shut up. I think it's better if I just not talk. That's how I feel most of the time.
For reals.
And that, dude, when I was in school, it was just the best. It was the best part of every day. And when you said that, like a couple a couple live streams ago, I was like, that's so me too. Like I realized something is like good for me, and it happens to be pissing off feminists, but it's like as easy as walking on the sidewalk. Like
yeah, it is.
It's like as easy as if you were a kid from the inner city and you're walking on the sidewalk, that's like prey to a cop the same way that being a MGTOW or being like kind of stoic and stuff is to a feminist, like literally to being like a feminist.
And I actually agree with you on that, Seeker, about the whole entire race. Everybody is racist to a certain extent. Everybody is. No matter how you look at it, let it be racial bias or let it be a bias or let it be racist. Everybody's racist to a certain extent. It's all about or do you have a healthy level of racism?
And then something I hate too. I think something I hate too about this like culture.
And there's people that's walking around with probably a little too high level of racism, but most people walk around with a healthy level of racism for all intents and purposes, like you were saying.
Well, I think the overloaded levels are a result of like pressure, societal pressure, and and like one thing I think is like really racist about modern day like work culture is like this whole, well, it is just the I don't see color, but what it really is oh shit, I had it and I just lost it. Wait,
thing about I don't see color pisses me off for the fact that I'm actually colorblind, so. I don't like when people say that shit because I'm actually colorblind. So, yeah, when white people say that to me, I hate when they say that crap. I'm colorblind. I don't see color. No, you're not.
Well, yeah. It's just funny. Like the whole HR thing is just very racist. It's very sexist, and it's not like it doesn't help the work environment at all. And it's always been.
If you ain't racist, your whole entire tribe or culture gets wiped out. True story.
Wiped out.
True story. Very true.
Yeah, and like for certain things, it's like you need it in order to in order to be able to be successful and thrive. You need to be able to like.
Well, to be honest with you, Americus, when it gets too much or when it's being overplayed or overdone, then it becomes a diversion. When it's actually healthy, like if you walk down the street right now, you can probably look at a certain group of people, you'll probably cross the street or clutch your wallet or walk or like you try to avoid them for all intents and purposes. That's a healthy level of racism. when you're out here shouting that everybody's racist for any given reason, because that's diversion. If a person's actually racist, that just falls in the middle. But if you're a feminist out here yelling that everything's racist or an ism, then that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing with you, and it's anything that's just normal has to be racist, and it's only in like this guise of everything's awesome-ology that people accept reality. But it's like when you want things to be dark or visceral or descriptive, even detail-oriented. It's funny because like the vast majority of people who work nowadays is just like all about maintaining appearances and like relationships, and that's why I think like the professionalism thing is a joke. And that's something that Renegade #1 actually said once. He said like ethics and professionalism is a joke. Like when you have Donald Trump, when Donald Trump's the president, saying like you can't say that, that's not professional. It's like, but our president says crazy stuff too. So it's like where are you drawing the line at?
Well, the problem with ethics and stuff like that is it's based on morality and right and wrong.
and mutual respect, but it's like a dog eat dog world, so there's not going to be
The sad part about that, what it comes down to is a good example of that is what you're saying about like the whole entire. What were you saying? What was it again? Damn, I forgot. Shit.
Damn it! We done pulled this. We did drug it too long. We're not mentally there. We gotta wake up.
I'm mentally there. I just forgot what you just said though. Damn. But basically, it comes down to mutual. It comes down to morality and culture for all intents and purposes. Like a good example of that is Black people have a different morality system than white people. When it comes down to it, Asian people have a different morality than white people. Also, Latinos, same difference. Like everybody has a different morality than each other culturally. Everybody has a base morality, base things that they normally go to things basically that's cultural to them that actually makes them them. But then there's also the societal morality, and that's one of those things where you got to actually take societal morality plus your culture,
and that's the stuff that people miss. I feel like they mistake that for biological stuff.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people.
I'm like, wait, no, it's just an older human way of relating with the world, and then there's the updated way of relating to the world where we all have to be together, we all have to actually do shit together.
Yeah, and the sad part about that, is some bullshit. But at the end of the day, this is how it usually works.
That's true.
Look, this is how you do it is you look at societal morality, and you look at your own cultural morality. Whatever one's a higher standard, you go with that one.
You take with that one. Yeah.
Usually the cultural morality is higher than societal morality. You see what I'm saying? So what you do
all the time, not all the time.
However, when you're an African American, social morality is usually higher than your cultural morality.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So there's certain groups of people who have low cultural morality than actual social dynamics. And most people either equal or better for all intents and purposes when it comes down to it. So it's all about where you fall at in that scale. And what your culture basically has to offer, or what your culture actually brings to the table for all intents and purposes. It's simply how that type of stuff works.
I kind of feel bad for the Chinese because they basically made so much money and they rose out of poverty and so quickly, and then their tourists came to America and got made fun of, they kind of let themselves open a little bit, in that, but then because they follow different pressures that lead them out of trouble and stuff. That's what all human beings do. And I don't. That's why I don't agree with the whole together.
Typically, you go with either this. This is what usually happens with people culturally. Yeah, usually you go with the morality that's higher than the standard morality, the social morality, or you go with what's easier. Usually, the social morality is much easier. It's usually how it works. And the sad thing about it is, Black people's morality is lower than the social morality, so they tend to go with the morality over actually trying to live up to the social morality. It's typically how a lot of that stuff works. So Black people tend to live on their own cultural morality instead of trying to live up to the social morality, whereas Latinos either are equal to the morality of the social morality with a bit different changes, and more so stick to ourselves, but equal to the social morality. Then you have Asians that tend to be a bit above the social morality, and then you have white people that tend to come in either at or just above the social morality. It's typically how that works.
Is it true that white people form that?
You tend to come out above. You come out above the social morality, and if you're Afro-Caribbean, you come at about the social morality or just above the social morality.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because I don't agree, because people on the left, they always say oh, white people shape the social shaped the way that things are, and that's why they can be racist and they have privilege, but Black people.
The same thing about that though is, at the end of the day, you still need social morality. You need people to live up to that social morality. You need a standard in which people can live up to. And if you have a group of people not willing to live up to that, then that's a problem. And that's a problem with your society.
Well, now certain MGTOWs are getting shaved for not living up to the cultural morality of African Americans, and it's wait, who said it was? Who said that was like the standard that we should accept and we should strive to?
Well, no, because what happens with that? What happens with that is like usually the people who get shamed for that are living above the African American cultural standards. They're living at either society or above that. Like people who get shamed for doing that, basically, they're basically living above that. Most times they're being shamed by their own black people.
It's like, why won't you come back and serve the community? It's like, dude, there's no. What are you talking about, community? What about?
There is no community. That's gone. That died a long time ago. It was all the ones that burned down and that burned down to the ground or where black people got forced out. Those communities are gone. There's no such thing as community in a black community.
Yeah, it's just true.
That will require y'all to get together and stop past this bullshit going on in your streets. Unfortunately, everybody just sits there and looks the other way.
Yeah.
And that's typically how that works.
Looks the other way, or they just don't want to be. They probably don't want to be recognized. You could say as.
Well, it's not even that though, because
stand out because they'll get stomped down. Yeah.
At a certain point, you actually got to stand up and say something if you want your community to do better. If you don't want your community to do
call out BS.
You stay quiet. It'd be no different than a person that complain about something, but do nothing to change it. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what you're doing at that point. You're basically complaining about it, but you're doing nothing to change what's going on in your life.
Yeah, but then, because with MGTOW, I feel like
you're complaining about it, but you're doing nothing. You're taking no steps or zero steps forward to even remotely do anything about it to make it a better situation.
Yeah.
It's basically that. Yeah. It's basically that one argument that I was doing with One United States.
Exactly.
When he said, well, white people view them this way, and I go, okay, that's fine and all, but what have black people done to change that perception of themselves? But this, that, and the other. No, but what have black people done to change that perception that everybody has of them? Nothing. Do you have nothing to complain about? You're basically living up to the standards, the low standards that everybody has set for you. Because if you're living up to social or societal standards, this wouldn't be a problem. At some point, you have to actually come up with societal standards or look like you're coming up to societal standards for people to want to help you. Because you can't be there with your hand out and expecting everybody to help you if you just got your hand out. Unless you're a panhandler. That's a whole other story.
Well, I don't know. They just ask for forgiveness for something that it's like, wait, you don't have to dwell in it. You could change something about it. And then anybody who's witnessed changing something about it, those people are like afraid. You guys are just afraid. And it's like, no, I'm not afraid. I just want to protect. Why would you not want to protect yourself from certain things? It's like, why just don't want to violence? It's like, I got to protect myself. That's the only way to do. That's the only way to get through what I got to get through as a man. It's like, I know I don't have it all figured out. I'm not perfect, but that doesn't mean I'm just gonna like throw caution to the wind. And like I'm not gonna do that shit. That does not sound appealing. I mean, yeah, it could be great for the short term, but it's just not. It doesn't sound appealing to me.
Yeah.
Well, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro.
Okay, we're gonna end this anyway.
Nice.
This is a really good stream.
Fellas out there. Yeah, of course. I would try to be real with you guys a lot. For all the brothers that have been lost, we salute you.
Yeah, what the Seeker said. Be the change you want to see. If you can't do that, nobody's going to take you seriously.
Don't complain. Yeah.
You got to be the change that you want to see. If you're not willing to do that, then you don't have the right to change. You don't have the right to complain or do anything or say anything for all intents and purposes.
Exactly.
Because now you're being
just laugh at yourself.
Yeah, you're being a
yourself. You're on fuck up.
Yeah, now you're just being a hypocrite if you're going to complain about it and not willing to change what you're actually complaining about. You're a part of the problem. You're not a part of the solution. Just because you come up with an idea, that don't mean the idea is going to be implemented if nobody's willing to implement it. But if you're not willing to implement it. And you can't look for everybody else to implement the idea for you or implement a plan for you if you come up with the idea. Sometimes you got to be willing to actually implement the idea. If you can't do that, then it's going to be a problem. It's that simple.
True story. And I do that. It's been fun. It's been fun learning that on the channel. I gotta go, but like, or else I'll probably get stabbed by somebody at my house. But it's just been such a pleasure, dude. And for sure, Baron and Sadist is a really good program, and I want to see more of it happen. Hell, anytime I have time to, and we don't have anything going on, I'll probably be on Baron and Sadist.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
You can expect them to be this long too. What if you got something you got to do? Whatever it is, you can like definitely expect these to be like more lengthy.
Okay. Totally up to you.
Yeah.
I'm working off your schedule with your secretary over there.
My secretary.
This is where I'm in a meeting.
It's like he's like ask Barry, when you gotta do it? I gotta have somebody get in touch with you. I don't know that yet. I don't know.
I'll have my people get in touch with your people. Well, that's Laszlo. You have to
basically.
That one.
Yeah, it's like my people will talk to your people. My people will talk to you.
Laszlo be like, hello? Who are you? Daddy, some lady.
That's funny. 13 hours of live streaming though. You've been at it more than I, so of course. If you need to take your leave, you feel free.
Well, no, you're fine. No, I didn't do 13 today. I did that another day. I did 10 the other day.
Oh, you did 10?
I only did like a grand total of, I think I only did 8 hours a day. 7-8 hours of live streaming altogether.
That's a full shift. That is a full shift of work.
Yeah, I did. I was over on MGTOW's Knowledge. MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, his channel. Then I did a podcast earlier today, and now I'm doing this. Yeah, give or take about I would say about 7-8 hours of streaming. 6, 7, 8 hours of streaming. But yeah, do your outro.
All right.
Keep dropping hits.
What do you say? Keep dropping them hits, baby. The Tupac output levels. No. I'm feral MGTOW. I'm a feral MGTOW. I'm gonna get it. He's like, Marion Yam was shot outside of a casino.
Right?
Duzang's in Games Casino. We'll hear it more at 11. Like somebody's in the chopper.
Right, somebody in the chopper, right?
It's like double eye recon drone catches all.
Right, right, double eye recon drone captured on camera.
Recon drone. I'm like, all right, go in there, buddy. Do it. Be the diversion. I'm getting out of here. Yeah,
Tito Tim was shot while losing a boxing match.
Shot while leaving a boxing match.
Yeah.
True Sherm was sniped while after DDTing somebody at the DMV.
Right.
It's like all Interpol had set up around the DMV before True Sherm had left prior, having tracked him this whole way. It's like, oh crap. Like picking us off one by one, brothers.
Right?
Come on, every day. It's like he gets shot. Every day. It's like that.
Right? Right?
Dude, imagine how fucked the world would be if all the MGTOW content creators just got Thanos snapped, and it was just like the world just stayed blue pill. It's like in a world where red pill didn't exist.
Right.
Blue pill, get in.
Today on Channel 11 News, Hidden MGTOW was sniped while sending Tico Trent a message in Discord. We'll have more at 11.
MGTOW life. Right. An entire biker gang of MGTOWs hit an IED. Oh God, that's
that would be MGTOW life at that point. Biker gangs.
They hit it with Mickey.
They hit MGTOW Life at that point.
It's like the last thing MGTOW Life sees is like Americus DeVille's comment, "Stay MGTOW," and then it's like, oh no, live. Damn, that's fucked up, man. Although my word, dude, the one that I cringe the most at is when in that one movie. Wait, what's it called? The one about football where he gets hit. The guy gets hit in the
All the movies about
he
football.
gets like hit by a truck. Is it The Longest Yard? The Longest Yard? No.
Is this The Longest Yard?
Oh no, Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans is where he.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
That was like a really terrible scene. But yeah, this live stream is gonna end up being that car crash if we don't end it soon. So.
Yeah, I know, right?
I already did it, dude, the third time.
No?
The third time you told me to do my outro.
I know, right? That's because you ran off with the Tupac talk about the casino and shit.
I got triggered by it. It's not my fault I get triggered.
Tico Trim was shot outside the Mike Tyson boxing match.
The last thing he said was Tyson is back in the game. He's shown some real promise in this match.
Tico, do you have anything to say?
It's like Mike Tyson finally overcame his red pill rage.
Oh shoot!
We gotta do so many memes for this shit. Oh, secret. All right, okay. Subscribe, please subscribe. I'm sweating. I'm a sweating yam right now. Please subscribe.
Go ahead and do your outro.
Please like my video.
Really? That's it?
Seeker. Shout out to Mr. Seeker. I just did a video about you, Mr. Seeker.
Yeah, he did.
Roy Jones Jr. Okay, I'm out. This is I'm out. See ya.
Y'all have a good one. I enjoy doing these. I enjoy serving the community and the philosophy. Y'all be blessed. Stay good to yourselves.
Trouble.
Do not disappoint yourselves, and always improve yourselves, and be willing to help others who want help or who ask for help, or you know what I mean. That basically look like they're in a position of wanting help or needing help. Y'all be good, be blessed, and stay good. Peace. Adios, my niggas.
Peace.